All right. Hi, everybody. Going to do another. We're going to continue in our APBA PC Baseball for Windows little tutorial series. And today we're going to be looking a little bit more closely at Advanced Draft. So this is kind of the screen that you're looking at right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a league, crosshair plays, crosshair play, teams, whatever. So we're going to create, this is just an 8-team little thing that we're going to do. So these are teams that had 100 plus wins but did not make the postseason. So it'd be fun to show you how to do this. So 2 ways to go about this. 2.5. So if you're a long-time user of APBA Baseball for Windows and you bought, hi Aaron, and you bought the Stats Incorporated / Bill James, whatever, Fan Park Encyclopedia, that used to have a way in which you could import teams or import players directly into the game. As of version 5.75, APBA removed the ability to do that, but all is not lost. So if you're like me and you still have the Fan Park Encyclopedia and an earlier version as well of Baseball for Windows, you're all set. So I'm showing 5 points. Well, you're not seeing much here right now, but the games I do on my channel are the latest version, 5.75. So you can do that. And your best way to do that, and then we'll get into how to do this another way as well, and then I'll demonstrate everything, is if you have that, of course, you're going to have to run that on a virtual machine, either inside your computer or do what I did. I picked up a $98 laptop that had Windows XP on it, or Windows Vista, I think. Yeah, it was Windows Vista, and I put a Windows XP machine. The reason being is because APBA Baseball for Windows will not load in a 64-bit environment, the older versions. It has to be a 16-bit installer, and 64-bit Windows does not allow 16-bit installers. And there's no amount of wizardry in the world you can do to change that up. So if you're in that camp like I am, what I would suggest you do is on your virtual machine, and those are easy to set up, just import all the seasons that you want to import, and then using the migration tool, just basically, let me see if I can bring that up at the same time as this. I should be able to. Yep. APBA very kindly did provide a migration tool. You use this migration tool, and it will bring them over and put them into 5.75 format, and then you can, from here, do all the stuff that I'm going to show you. Now, if you don't have it, if you do not have the Baseball for Windows, the Fan Park Encyclopedia, or an older version of Baseball for Windows, you can go on eBay and find it's you can always find, it's called Broadcast Blast. You can always find it as long as it's version 3.5 or higher. So you make sure it says Ernie Harwell Broadcast Blast. Pick that up, and then I told you guys about the Digital Skybox. If you go on Digital Skybox, it's a paid membership, but it's $22 for the year, and you get tons of managers, ballparks, and everything else if you want them. If you dig around, you will find a link to the Fan Park Encyclopedia. What you do is you mount that, and that's listed as freeware. So at your own risk, I use my Baseball for Windows Encyclopedia as one that I bought, and I've only seen them for sale on eBay occasionally, and they go for a lot of money. Hey, cousin, if you stick around, we'll just we'll hop into a dead ball game after this demonstration. This shouldn't take too long. But anyhow, what you would do then is you get a program like Magic ISO or Demon Tools or something like that, and what you'll do is you'll mount that disk image in your virtual machine, and basically then you would just do what I would suggest you do, either or. So if you do like me, you have the actual encyclopedia, import all the players. If you do it that way, or all the seasons, again, import all the seasons, copy them over, then do all your grunt work, all your heavy work in Baseball for Windows 5.75. That's the best, fastest way. If you try to do it on a virtual machine, it just takes too long. So no matter how fast your PC is, a virtual machine is taking a lot of resources. Okay. Now, if you're also somebody that just has a ton of seasons for APBA PC baseball, and again, I know in this community there's a lot of interest in this game, but I think a lot of people like more listening to it than playing, because it is, at first blush, it can be a little bit intimidating. But that's why I've been doing these tutorials. So we pretty much covered League Manager before, and we touched on this one. So we're going to go deeper. So of the modules in this game, I would say that League Manager, the League Manager Power Tool, and Advanced Draft, those. Hey, Dwayne Mart's joining us here. These two of the modules. So the other modules, of course, being Stat Master and Migration Tool, and then the main APBA game, which really you only launch that if you want to play an exhibition game between two teams, and you've got to set lineups, everything like that. That's one you're probably going to do the least. Stat Master is the thing that tracks your statistics during one of your projects. I had thought about, actually, if this was a chinwag situation, I was going to recreate the APBA Bats League on here. And again, show you just how easy that is. Unfortunately, there's a couple seasons that I forgot to import, and I think like one of them was 1895. So I can't actually recreate that without 1895. So I will do that in the next one, how to work at the player level. And then by that time, I will have the couple players that I missed just imported. All right, so if you took good notes, or if you looked back on the video, you'll remember that we said that Baseball for Windows is modular. So unlike every other digital baseball game out there, I don't care if it's PC Replay Baseball. Actually, no, there's one other digital game that is not modular, and that's Pocket Pennant Run, or that is modular. Pocket Pennant Run is more modular. It's closer to this. But every other digital baseball game, everything is self-contained. If you watched my video the other night, what does $10 extra give you, where I did a sort of comparison of Baseball Mogul 2024 and Out of the Park Baseball 25, you will see that everything is done within the program from menu choices. That's the same with PC Replay Baseball, Old Time Baseball, Inside Pitch, National Pastime 3, National Pastime Next Generation Plus, all that stuff. This one uses modules, and I kind of like that. Oh, and also Strat PC players with your nightmarish menu system. So yeah, I can do most of the teams, Dwayne. The only one I really can't do, I think, is the Braves, because I don't know why I only imported a few years from the 19th century. This was a few years ago, and somehow, so I wouldn't be able to put you, Duffy. I'd have to put somebody else on here. But you're doing the Bats League anyhow on your channel, so it's all good. If anybody would like to learn how to do these things in any of the baseball programs that I have, let me know, and I'll do tutorials on those, like Out of the Park Baseball, Action PC Baseball, things like that. Digital Diamond as well. I'll be glad to do tutorials on those. Yeah, and it would be nice, as Ken says here. Let me more bats, more better. Exactly, says Dwayne, and Ken says it'd be epic to see bats in this. It really, really would, because it's an APBA product, and I think it would be so. And you've got, since this is the master game, you basically everything is ready to rock. So, I mean, I could start it. I just have to find that PDF. But let's go with this first, and you'll actually see how something like that would be done. All right, so what we're going to do is this one has the fewest menus. So pretty much this is all you have here for Advanced Draft. But don't kid yourself, it does a lot. So we went through the menu system before. We're going to touch on it really quickly. First thing, we go to load data disk. And I was talking about like seasons. So all this stuff here, these are seasons that I migrated. And then I've got some great teams here. There's a dead ball league in there. It's really limitless what you can do. No, I did put 1895, but I think you, Duffy, if Dwayne Martz would be so kind, I think there's two 19th century players. If you could let me know what seasons they're from, because otherwise I would have to hook up the virtual machine. The import just takes a few minutes, but I can't, there's no way I can stream to show that, unfortunately. But so like right here, you can see I have 1895, 1900. But I'll show you a couple of the leagues that I made that are I shouldn't say cross, they would be cross-era, but these are like what I did was, since the data are freely available and you can research it. So Dave Cook offers the best of the franchise best decades. So I recreated them in here. So here's the 1910s, for instance. And here we go. So these are the best franchises, right? Each of the 16 teams, 1910 to 1919. And we'll just go ahead and click OK. So I want you guys to see. So again, remember too that this game works in a hierarchy. And when we get into this and we import the 8 teams that were going to these 100+ win teams that didn't make it to, that never made it to the postseason. If I double click here, and here we are, I've already named this. This is actually, you can see I've already started playing with this. And we'll look at Ken's Philadelphia Phillies. Here we can see there's Bill Killefer, Ed Burns, Bern Adams, Fred Luderez, Bert Niehoff, Oscar Doogie, Bobby Byrne, Milt Stock, Beauty Bancroft, Possum Whitted, Beals Becker, Gavy Kravitz, Dode Paskert, and Bud Weiser. Yes, indeed. And then Grover Cleveland Alexander, Erskine Meyer, Eparixi, George Chalmers, Al Demery, Ben Tincup, Stan Baumgartner, and Joe Oshker. Down here, of course, you have your entire player pool. When we get to the player level, I'm going to show you how to transfer or trade players, which is a different thing, but how to move players from one league, one data disk that you have, to another, which is really cool. So I will say that doing a Bats league, I could do most of it here, but it would be quite a long stream. But basically what I would do in that is, let's say I would take Dave Bancroft, and what I could do with him is transfer him, and then I would just transfer him into a data disk that I would create. That's basically it. So it's just transferring. That's all you're doing. But this is really nice. So you can see already how the Bats League would be amazing in this. And of course, any players down here in red are these players up here, the Philadelphia Phillies, right? So let's look at another one, just because I really want people to feel comfortable using this interface. Okay, so since Cousin Ken is back here, or he's joining us here, let's go back a little further and let's do the 1900s. And again, so we just select that organization. This one I haven't set up to play yet, so this really isn't ready to play. And you can see because the only teams that have names are the ones that no longer exist. But you can see here, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, I have to name them. There's no AIM rules set up, anything like that. So this hasn't even touched. But if we look at the Pittsburgh Pirates, for instance, there's the entire Pirates roster. And I think this is the 19, I'm not sure what year Pirates this is. Let's bring up the Phillies. Maybe Ken, by looking at the roster, be able to tell me what I could look it up really quickly. But so we got Red Doohan, Fred Abbott, Mike Cahill, Mike Munson, Kitty Bransfield, Kid Gleason, Ernie Courtney, Mickey Doolin, Otto Kruger, Sherry McGee, Roy Thomas, John Titus, and there's Hugh Duffy. So we could cheat and put Hugh Duffy that way. So Dwayne Martz, yeah. So let me see. I would have to import 1894, 1899, 1898, and 1890. Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to do it wouldn't be fair to these guys to do the Bats League this way, because, I mean, yeah, so can't do that today, unfortunately. Thanks, Dwayne. I appreciate it. So I'll just go back and just import everything from 1871 on, and then In another stream, I'll do that. So anyhow, this is basically how you work with teams, how you work with players. So we are going to start from scratch. And even if people jump off, get bored, or Legends is doing a game or Dwayne's doing a game or whatever, I'm going to do this from beginning to end so that people have a way to do this. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do then is we're going to go to select, and we're going to create a data disk. All right. So we have to give it a name. All right. So it automatically defaults. You're going to see a U dash. Leave that. Don't change that, or the game isn't going to be able to read it. So we're going to call this U 100 plus. Oops. We'll just call it U100. Or let me see. Because you can only do like up to 4 characters. So let's do 100 wins. Okay, 100 W. So we get a capital W. Okay, we're going to leave it. We're going to down here say what its description is. 100 plus wins. Okay, and then we're going to create. Okay, it's created. Now this is where we're into the hierarchical structure of a baseball for Windows, and I want to. Let me see. Can I split these up? I'm just looking here because I have my list already made up. Let's see. National League, National League, American League, American League, National, American. I think this should be enough. We're just going to pretend, if not. Okay. All right. That Phillies team was 1905 or 06. Okay. So it should be that Phillies team should be the best. They're the best Phillies team can between 1901 and 1909. So whatever that best year was for them. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, all right, is we're going to go to edit. All right. Or actually, we're going to go to this first. All right. And we're going to add this organization. Okay. So this organization here that we're going to add, and then we're going to jump to. So right now we want to create leagues and stuff like that. All right. So you can see up here, all we have is edit organization options window. All right. So the nice thing about baseball for Windows is if you can't do it, it's, in other words, we can't add any leagues yet. So we're going to add an organization, and we're going to call it the National League. I know, I'm so inventive. And then we're going to call it NL. Okay. And then we're going to click OK. And there we go. Now we have the National League. Okay. But actually, I do want to rename this. So the reason I'm going to rename it is because we're not at the league level yet. Okay. So we're going to call this 100 Wins League. And I'll explain why this seems a little bit weird. And we're just going to call this HWL, whatever. Okay. So now the overarching thing is just organization. Basically, what organization is just what the game is going to be looking for. So that could say 1910. It could say, gee, your mom's hot or whatever. Okay. So now we can now go down here, and if we double click on this, then what we can do is this is when we start actually creating everything. And I see more. Clark Griffith. Wow, you missed some. Okay, so I definitely do have to. I do have to get to do some stuff there. Okay, no problem. No problem. No problem. Okay, so within here, we're just gonna do another organization. Okay, and now we're gonna do a league. Right, National League. Believe me, this is if you like playing around with baseball stats and stuff like that. This is really, really, really fun. I like doing this. I think it's really, really fun. So let's go to jump. Okay, hang on a second. This is when this can get really kind of weird. Okay. because within here, let's get rid of this. And I'm sorry. Let's get rid of the National League because we're not ready to go there yet. Yep. Okay. So let's save this organization or save the data disk. So again, when you save it, then you know that that changed will go away. All right, now we add our leagues. So our 2 leagues. So you go to edit, add, league. All right, now finally we get the National League in there. Okay. Believe me, guys, setting up an organization is the hardest thing to do in this game. Once you got this, you're fine. So there's the National League. Okay. Then I want to go to edit, add, league, and American League. Or whatever you want to call them. Doesn't matter. Okay. And once you use this process, it's real fast. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to always save it. Just always save your work. Now let's close this out and let's go back and look. We can see here our 100 wins league. In this organization, we have 2 leagues, no divisions and no teams. Well, we're not going to have any divisions in this. And actually, we're just going to put 4 teams in each just because I just wanted to show you how leagues work. Okay. Another way to get around this, of course, you can either use the edit button once this is created or the edit menu choice, or just double click. Now we're in the National League. And if I go to add, I can just do a team. Okay. But actually, that's one way if you're doing fictional, but I don't want to do that. Instead, what I want to do here, and this is where we start getting into the fun stuff. Let's go to National League and we're just double clicking. You can see here that there are no, right? There's really nothing else we can do at this point. Okay. But we're actually almost halfway. We're almost halfway there. Okay. All right. So everybody with me so far? I hope so. Here's all your preferences that you can do. I don't know if you guys want me to. I don't think I'm gonna set this up. I'm not gonna worry about making the fonts larger. Just we can all squint because we're good at that. This is where you would see all your draft pools. So let's say that you were doing a draft, you could just bring in players from here. Okay. All right. So let's do. We're going to do an import here of teams. And just give me a second here, because I'm so used to, and I know this seems crazy, but I'm so used to working with the older version of this. It's a little bit different. Okay. So just give us a second here. All right. And then we're going to go in here and start doing stuff. So I'm not going to add leagues, teams, or anything. So let's just do team. And who is this one? 1909 Cubbies. Okay. So I could just type Chicago. Now, again, another little thing that you might want to, I mean, Ernie's going to say all the major league clubs names, but if you want to mix things up, just hit list. And this is, I showed this the other night. This is huge. So any city in here, any team nickname, these are what Ernie will say. All right. So we've got Cubs, and then for initials, if you want to do 09, 09 CH for Chicago, or you just want to put Chicago Cubs CHC, right? Then you can do that. And we have the Chicago Cubs in here. Okay. So, and this is how we just set this up. Okay. And you can see it's not hard. It's just there's a lot going on here all at once. Okay. So we haven't imported anything yet. Okay. We can't, prompt for name extension, right? Okay. So now there's a couple ways that you can do this. You can transfer players if you want, or you can import teams if you want. Okay. So we're going to go back to, we're going to close this off. Okay. And let me, because again, they kind of took this away. Oh, and this is why. So this is why you have to do all your work in baseball in the old version. So I'm going to show you how to do this in a new version. Okay. So let's go ahead and save this. I'm forgetting that we can't use the baseball for Windows encyclopedia. Let's get rid of the cubbies here. All right. So what we're going to do is, since I know I need the Chicago Cubs, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load a data disk. Okay. All right. And let's find 1909 and 1909 replay and click OK. All right. Now you can see that this doesn't go away, but I can move these teams. So I know that this is the 1909 Chicago Cubs. Okay. So I don't want to move this whole club. I don't want to do that. Okay. As you can see here, we can add, we can delete, we can export, and I don't know why this is picking up American. Oh, this is why. There we go. So we go to the Cubs, and we're going to export them. We don't want to move them. If we move them, then what they're going to do is they're going to disappear from this league. So I'm going to export Chicago Cubs, and then I'm just going to go to my new one. All right. And I'm sorry for the little weirdness there. Go to 100 Wins League, and I'm just going to select National League, click OK. Right. And then it'll just come up to National League. Boom. And then import extension. So this would be, so we'll put 09, because we want to remember maybe this is the 1909 Chicago Cubs. Okay, now if we look back on our other screen, Chicago Cubs are still there. And if we look in our new organization, there they are. So these are the 1909 Chicago Cubs, ready to rock. So we'll go over this a couple more times, and we're actually almost done with this part. Okay, so again, if you're doing it the old way, you will have, under the edit menu, it will say import players, import teams. Okay. But what I've just done there with teams exporting, it's kind of the same way that you're going to do it with players. So if I wanted to move Three Finger Brown to 1969, I could actually just click on him, and I could transfer him, put him on the 1969 Mets, but he would still be on the 1909 Chicago Cubs. Now, that's different. So when we get into this the next time and we start talking about trading, that is completely different. By the way, for those who might be curious, you can also edit players. So if you don't agree with their edits, their ratings, anything like that, you can fix things. Anyhow, that is not the subject of this. All right, so let's close that. Now, the only thing about this is Windows management. Okay, so I'm going to check, do I have any other teams from 1909? No. So the next one is going to be the 1915 Detroit Tigers. Okay, so I can go ahead and close this 1909. Okay, and this one. And it's not that hard. Okay, so I'm going to go to American League, select, okay, load data disk. This time I'm just going to pick 1915. 1915 replay. Click OK. All right. This window opens. Okay. Basically, there it is. Come here, you. Come here. All right. And we said this was the Detroit Tigers. So we go down here. And see the Federal League's also done there. See, I did a lot of the work. Anyhow, make sure we got the correct Philadelphia. There we go. We want this Philadelphia. So again, you just don't move them. So moving them, this is what I wanted to touch on. if you're inside advanced draft, and if you move the Philadelphia Phillies, it will take them off of here. You just want to export them. Okay, don't move them. Move them is like cut and paste in Windows, whereas export is like copy paste. Okay, so we're going to export Philadelphia. And again, it's just going to ask us, where do we want this to go? Well, I'm just going to look for my 100 wins here. There it is. Boink. Okay. Got to select your organization. Click OK. They're going to go to American League. Click OK. I'm going to put a 15 because we know it's 1915. And boom, there they are. We double click, and there are the 1915 Phillies. So these guys are ready. They're almost ready to play, except that I want to do this. Control R, and I'm going to call them the Phillies. And then just click OK. And we see the status has changed. The Cubs don't need renaming because that was the season I was working with. But also, just always do select Save Data Disk. Oh, not this one. So what we want to do before you save anything, close this, close that, so that you're just here. Okay. And then just put Save Data Disk, and there you go. So we have 2 of our teams done. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I see that you did miss some. I just got to do some work. All right. So we're doing this all the way, and we're going to go into League Manager then, and we'll set this up. So let's do the other teams. All right. So the next team on my list, pardon me, the 1942 Brooklyn Dodgers. Okay. So again, we're just going to load a data disk. And up here, 1942, I would say that this is roughly between the two. I'd say out of the park baseball. I mean, you've got to do this. The only thing, out of the park baseball, Action PC, you're still using these menus, but what we're doing here is working between data disks. But unfortunately, gents, there's no fast way to do this, which may be another reason why a lot of people don't do cross-arrow play or what have you. Okay. So as soon as I select the data disks. This is 1942 and the organization. There they are. And then I just click OK. They open in a new window. Open 1942 again by double clicking. And there's the league. And I want Brooklyn. Highlight Brooklyn. Right click. Export. And this can get really boring. So if anybody wants to just talk about some baseball or whatever while I'm doing this, we can do that as well. 100+ wins, always select the organization too. The reason being is because there's a neat kind of thing that when you buy seasons from APBA, what they do is the season you buy is protected. So you actually have to create a new organization and copy it. So that way you never mess up your season. But when you're doing this, you can. So make sure that you do this. But you can create like minor leagues and stuff like this. It's pretty cool. All right. Anyhow, so we're going to click OK. And this is a National League team. And then we know it's 1942. And again, you don't have to put the year. But as soon as I do that, it's going to pop Brooklyn right in there. Okay. And then just close Windows. Just close them, close them, close them. All right. It's not that hard. Not that hard. Won't kill you. Okay. And then I have Brooklyn highlighted. 2 ways you can rename a team. Again, you can right click and rename, but you can see that the shortcut there is Control R. So Control R. And we know that these guys be the Dodgers. And of course, by the 1930s, they're officially the Dodgers. So they weren't the Dodgers their whole life, as you know. And then again, I suggest just saving. But again, let's look at this 1942 roster. And here they are, some names that everybody should start to recognize here now, like Pee Wee Reese is in here, and there's Joe Medwick after leaving that great Gas House Gang Cardinals. There's Pete Reiser. There's Dixie Walker, Augie Galan. So you guys in that Fields of Dreams League, you know about Augie, and you know about a lot of these guys. Down here, if you'll notice, though, the 3 teams that we have in here, look, we're also creating a draft pool. So the other thing that's fun about this is if you want to, after you would have as many teams in as you want, release all these guys, create fictional teams, And you can actually carry out an entire draft in this. And the AI will draft. You can draft whatever. You can put whatever team you want. So let's say I did the Bats League here, and I was talking to Ken and about, hey, when you're done with that, you got to shuffle up your cards, and by position and everything like that. The problem, of course, is telling what team they originally go back in. Ken knows, he's a smart guy, knows his baseball. But I could shuffle these guys all up, redraft onto whatever I wanted to, but that's not going to hurt the integrity of any of these seasons that I've done. Okay, so we got the Brooklyn Dodgers are done. So we're back to here, and we're going to do our next team. And our next team is the 1954 New York Yankees. Okay. So select. And Aaron, hopefully you're paying attention because I know you wanted to learn how to do this. Load data disk. We're going to get down and I'm going to look for 1954. Select the organization. Just click OK. Okay. Double click. And so when you haven't worked with a league yet or anything that you've created, League One is always the American League. League Two is always the National League. If I wanted to set 1954 up for replay, I could just rename anything I want. Okay. What about Archivon? Oh, Archivon on the Dodgers. Yeah, exactly. Former Pittsburgh Pirate. Boo those damn Yankees. All right. So we wanted the Yankees. Not that we really want the Yankees, but there we go. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to export. You can Control E, but when I'm exporting or moving teams or players, I actually would rather do this in shortcuts. So we're going to export the Yanks. And luckily, because as we call this 100 wins, I can just scroll right to the top, organization, 100 wins league, click OK. And then they're an American League team, click OK. Put 54, click OK. And there they are. It automatically puts them right in there. Control R. And Yankees. And click OK. Okay. You notice here that it says change, but if you try to save a data disk at this point, I want to touch on this. It doesn't know which data disk you want to save to. So just close that 1954 season, for instance, and then just save your data disk. Because again, we've changed this because we've named the teams. Just like in other non-licensed games, they can't use these names. So you have to put in the names yourself. That's the only reason we have to go through this. Okay, 4 teams down, 4 to go. And just for Dwayne Martz, let's have a look. Here's the 1954 Yankees, right? Didn't make the postseason, even though they were over 100 wins. There's Yogi Berra. There's Ralph Houck. Gus Triandos. There's the Moose. There's Eddie Robinson, Gil McDougall. Man, this was a tough team, but it just shows how tough those Cleveland Indians were that year. There's the Scooter. There's the Mick. There's Gene Woodling, Bob Serve. Enos Slaughter. Now, see, I just learned something here. I didn't realize that Enos Slaughter played for the Yankees in the 1950s. There's the chairman of the board, Allie Reynolds. What a tough team. There's Eddie Lopat, Bob Cassava. Tough teams. And again, now since I have the Yankees highlighted, all the guys here in red, right? They're all the Yankees. There's all their ratings. And while we're here, just to review, because it's important, let's look at Mickey Mantle. If we double click Mickey Mantle, there are all his ratings for in the game. Everything. So his steal allowance and steal success. I'm not going to get into steal allowance and stuff like that. That's not, again, but we can see his arm, his outfield rating. He could play some short, play some second, and these are his stats for that particular season. Okay, got to remember, Mick wasn't in baseball very long in 1954. Yes, that's why you saw that low home run total. What have you? We can look at Whitey Ford, and these are pitchers we can see as a pitcher. He's a 15. That's really good in APBA terms. And in durability, strikeout, his home run, how much how many home runs he's going to give up, how good is his move to first, wild pitch, and then this is, of course, his handedness, so his offense, and then he's rated a 1. And again, any of these you can change, by the way. And then here's Whitey Ford's actual stats for 1954. Okay. Cool beans, man. We're having fun now. Hey, Robert, how you doing? How am I supposed to hit that shit? What he said when he back to duck out after striking out against the best left hand. Oh, yeah. Well, Robert, I haven't forgotten. We still have to have our debate. I will say one of the best in history. Yep, the left arm of God. Welcome in, Robert. Hope you're doing well. I see you're moving right along. 1969. Holy hell. It looks like you just started that and you're in August. Help, that counts. Oh, yeah. Why do I have the Phillies in the American League? Geez, thank you, Dwayne. You're a good man. There we go. So all I have to do is click and drag, and they're up there. Yeah. Geez. Okay, so the next one. Geez, we're gonna have a paucity of teams here. All right, next one is going to be the 1961 Detroit Tigers. By the way, the New York Yankees were 103-51 in 1954. Didn't make the postseason. I like doing this. Would be a fun league to play. Maybe just doing it as 8 teams, and I'll show you how to do that. Because since you didn't have things like wild card and you didn't have divisional playoffs, right? Just to see who would be the top dog. Who would be the top dog here? That'd be kind of fun to see. All right. So let's do the 61 Tigers. Let's do the 61 Tigers. All right. And then after we fix this up and get it ready, we're going to do a game, not probably here, but anyhow. So what do we do? This is getting old. Load data disk. All right. And now we got to go all the way down to 1961. Whoops. 1961. Boom. And 61. Click OK. All right. Double click where it's blue. Détour. Right, or just left click, right click. Export. Select your whatever your project is. Again, I did 100W, so 100 plus wins. Select your organization, and then just click OK. We want them in the American League, but again, as you saw, I can just click and drag and move them. Okay, and again, optional, but I think for these things it's fun to put the year. Click OK. Last thing we got to do is before you name teams, get rid of that other season, right? And then actually we have to rename. The Phillies are fine. We just got to rename Tigers. Control R, and then just go down here and name them the Tigers or whatever you want to name them. And boom, save your data disk. Okay. So actually, let's do that. Now that you guys saw how to make leagues, and that's basically just edit, add, right? That was the add team, add league, whatever. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually get rid of National League, American League. So first thing is we're going to move the Tigers up, and we're going to move the Yankees up, and we're going to get rid of the American League, and we're just going to delete it. Boop. And we're going to rename this. Control R. What do we want to call this league, man? We need to call this a league. Oh, no, I will show you an Action PC to do cross era and out of the park baseball. You still have to do a lot of work. The difference is, Robert, it's a little bit more, but again, we're talking about a game in 1995 that the only other game that allowed you to do this in 1995 was old time baseball. Strat baseball, you right, you know, unless they've changed that up, creating your own homebrews and stuff is really hard. But I like the fact that it does this. So let's just call this the, oh God, we need a good name here. Come on, somebody's inventive. I don't think, and to me, Robert, respectfully disagreeing. I like this because I like looking around and creating projects and moving teams around and stuff. So to me, this isn't a chore. To me, this is fun. This is if I wasn't doing a live stream and I was creating a project either here, Action PC, Diamond Mine Baseball, Olive Park, I'd have on some music, or if one of you guys is doing a stream, and many times Century League. All right, thank you, Robert. I'll be maybe setting up projects while I'm still interacting in the chat. Okay, so we do Century League, and we'll just do this CL, and we click OK, and it's now the Century League, and we've got to change. We've got to save all this. And again, first time seeing this, and if you're not doing it, then yeah, it really does feel like a chore. Anyhow, and I'm going slowly. Let's look at the 1961 Detroit Tigers, because I also want you guys to see that these are the accurate rosters, everything, because these are pulling from the Stats Incorporated Encyclopedia. So there's K-Line, there's Colavito, McAuliffe, Ozzie Virgil, there's Jake Woods, Steve Boros. Look at all these. Now everybody knows these names, right? Don Mossy, the famous Don Mossy, probably couldn't have gotten a date with Kate Beckinsale, but you never know. And again, our player pool is now going up from which you can draft. So now there's 152 players in this draft pool already. So kind of fun. We got 3 more to go. Al Kaline, Mr. Tiger, how about it? Century League, much better. Yeah. I mean, hey. And you know what? Al Kaline deserves a little highlight there. There we go. All right. And who is next on our list? The 1962 Los Angeles Dodgers. They won 102-63. Guess those Giants had something to say about that 1962 National League race, didn't they? All right. So, once again, just load your data disk. So, to put it in Action PC terms, Robert, basically what you're doing, remember in Action PC, my friend, to be able to do what I'm doing, in Action PC, you have to have, these are the season. You can't just go from the zip files. You have to have the season installed. You still have to go into that season. You still have to select the team. The only difference here is 2 extra steps because I'm working with discrete data disks here. Think of them as working with the same thing as working with seasons in Action PC. I've got to close 2 windows when I'm done. That's what it can feel time consuming. I get it. I do get that. All right. But again, I don't know. These kinds of things, I love doing this. I love it. I don't know why. Probably because I don't have a life or a wife or a girlfriend. So this is what I do. Ended it with the girlfriend last week. So yeah, what are you going to do? All right. So we're going to do, we got Los Angeles and we're going to export them. The one thing that was really, really nice about this game that made it so far ahead of its time, not only the Ernie Harwell AI and the crowd AI and stuff like that, but was it gave you flexibility. Oops, see, so I messed up here. I'm doing all this talking here. All right, so let's do this again. I tried to export them to the same league. I forgot to do this bit. There we go. Wait, export Los Angeles players on the yeah, of course, yes. I don't know why it hasn't been asking me that. And then let's do 62. And there we got them. Okay. So again, remember when you don't want to move, you always want to export. Moving is a whole different thing. Never use the move command in Baseball for Windows. Always export. That way you're keeping everything intact. That's like in Action PC Baseball. They always tell you, make a backup of your files so that you're not messing with the integrity of anything. Okay. Now we're here and we're just going to rename it. So 2 Dodgers teams. How about that? I wonder, are the Dodgers the only club pre-divisional play to be the only? Are they the only club to have 2 100+ win seasons and not make it to the postseason? How about that? Okay, and then we just save. We are almost done with this part. Okay, now we're going to get into teams that everybody will know. The last two are the 1982 or the 1980 Baltimore Orioles and the 1993 San Francisco Giants. All right, so you guys should know this by now, but repetition is big. 62 Koufax was a monster. Let's look at 1962 Sandy Koufax. Look at that. He's a grade 18. He's a grade 18. Let's look at his complete. Let's look at his ratings. So his durability is a 2. That's good. He's 18. Look at his strikeout. He's XY. His control is a Z. His move to first +1. Yeah. I mean, look at this. 2.54 under average that year, 14-7. Including a save. 26 starts. He completed 11. 216 strikeouts in 184 innings. Yep, Robert, I would say monster is that's definitely accurate for Sandy. Now there we go. We got Johnny Roseboro in here. Jim Gilliam, one of my favorite players from baseball history. There's Maury Wills. Wally Moon, he had some pop in his bat. Look at this lineup, or look at this rotation. You had Koufax, you had Don Drysdale. Oh my God, this is just excellent stuff. There's Johnny Padres in here. These guys were tough. So, all right. So we got what was I starting to do? Oh yeah, the 1980 Baltimore Orioles. Okay, so we're going to load a data disk. We're going to go to 1980. Now, if I had this all the way updated, I could, of course, put the 2001 Mariners in here, but I would just do that in another game. All right, so we'll click OK. And there's the Orioles. So I must have done something here. I don't know what. I think it was a past stream or something. So remember, highlight them. And then we're going to export them. And we are really almost done. Boink, boink, boink. Okay. Yup. And this is 80. And okay. And there they are. Move this out of the way. Close 1980. So that is the extra 2 steps you have to do. And renaming teams. But you got to rename teams anyhow. Even in Action PC Baseball. Out of the Park Baseball is the fastest because it's licensed. So, and then the last one for this 8-team league, the 1993 San Fran Giants. Data disk. Okay. Oh, the way down into modern baseball. Oh my God. I never go to modern baseball. There we go. Click and scroll all the way down San Francisco, and we're going to export. We're almost done here. Then we're going to go to League Manager and set everything up, and maybe we'll just do a game here then, unless Cousin Ken wants a dead ball game, then we'll do that. Okay, boink. Yup. And we said 93 for these guys. They're here. I don't need to change any names because I did something with 1980 before. I have no idea what. But we're going to save this data disk. And because we've done this with all the other teams, we'll look at the... I did forget to change their name. See? Get all excited. What can I say? Because if not, Ernie will call them the locals or the visitors, depending upon whatever. Okay. That's it. That's how you do it. So these teams are ready to go as far as working inside League Manager. So there's Kurt Manwaring. There's Jeff Reed, Will Clark, Todd Benzinger. You guys know all these names. It's Billy Swift. What have you. There they are. And just with these 8 teams, we have 255 players. We could release all of these players and hold a draft. And of course, if anybody wants to do the math for the possible number of combinations that you can make of 255, or if you want to do 255 players, choose 8, or even choose 30, choose 25. Do that because 25-man rosters. Bring up a combination calculator and see how huge that number is. So that should give you a little bit more of appreciation of the seasons that you do have, no matter what game it is, cards, dice, whatever, how infinitely replayable just having even just a few seasons is. So we have just eight seasons here. And just with these 255 players, there's already an astronomical number of combinations that you can do. Mickey Mantle would be number one. Aaron Reed says, yeah. So these are team. Yeah. So no Mets. Yeah. These are 100+ win teams that did not make the playoffs. So tough teams. All right. So we're done. Now, what I've talked about in other tutorials here is that these modules, even though you can only have one open at a time, right, you can't. They actually talk to each other. So we're done with advanced draft. And I also know that if I was like, oh, wait, did I forget? Save data disk is grayed out. So I know we're done. I can close this and I am going to open advanced draft. And as if by magic, because even though this wasn't open, quote unquote, it actually was. Right here, here's our 100 wins league. This now is ready to set up for play, whatever we want to do. Now, I could import an actual schedule for this for a season. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just have the computer generate a schedule because it's going to be unfair to the 2 dead ball teams. And actually, these teams here that played the 154 game schedule, that's going to be kind of unfair to them. I could have split this up into 2 leagues, but I think this will be fun to just do. All right, now basically what this is just going to be now is rehash of how to do things in League Manager. So if you've watched it this far and you've already watched the League Manager, then you don't need to watch this part of the video for anybody watching later. Okay, so the first thing then that we're going to do is we're going to go to Schedule and AIM Rules, okay? This is going to be regular season. I'm going to make this 154 games. This would be a chance to show you the really cool help system for this as well. I don't want interleague games, all right? And it already is league play, so that's fine. No wild cards, no nothing. This is going to be the best wins at all. Based on games per team, again, I want to set this to 154. I do want AIM. I want injury and fatigue rules. So AIM is Advanced Injury Management, okay? I mostly do all injuries and fatigue, but I think we're just going to do game injuries and fatigue for this league. Okay. And then pitcher durability, I'm going to let the chat vote. Bernie Strom joining us here. I'm going to let the chat vote. So we have teams ranging from 1909 to 1993. So we can change our pitcher durability and recovery to late 20th century, mid 20th, early 20th century, or 19th. We're not going to mess with that. So this is starting to get into the normalization thing. So what do you guys think? So you could cut everybody from every single team and just do a draft. Yep, kind of mix them up a lot, Aaron. Again, I'll tell you what. Let me just to give you an idea. I am going to bring up something else just to show you. If you owned 8 seasons and only 8 seasons, okay. Calculator, okay. So let's do this. Okay. And I'll bring this over here so you guys can see it. All right, so I have 255 players in this set. And then in each subset, I want to do 25. And if I calculate this, these are the possible number of combinations down here, okay, because order doesn't matter. So what is this? Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, 27 decillion possible combinations with just owning 8 seasons. And so a lot of times when I'm harping about think outside the box, don't you see season replays. 8 teams gives me 27 decillion possible combinations. Of course, the permutation number is higher, but 27 decillion, you can't even count to that in your lifetime. So think about the Bats League that you guys have, right? So let's double this. Let's just say, Dwayne, do you know offhand? So early. Okay, guys. Robert's saying mid. Dwayne says early. Ken says early. Okay. Dwayne, could you do me another favor? Just give me an estimate of the Bats League. Are those 25-man rosters? Let's just say you have. Let's just say you have what, 510 players. Let's say there's 510 players in the Bats League. 25-man rosters. Now it's like, so that's why I was talking about shuffling up your cards or doing whatever. So let me see. What do we got here? Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, decillion, and holy shit, I don't even know how to pronounce this. So that one set gives you this possible number of combinations. So so Aaron, when you're talking about mixing them up a little bit, this is a name I have no idea. Tell you what, Google is your friend, right? So there was a thing here called large number. I think it's pronunciation is called. I'm curious just to see what this number, how you would actually say this number. And I don't want to do, how do you say in large numbers? Where is it? Saying large number. There's a really neat thing. Enter a big number. There it is. There's a really damn big number, and we'll tell you what it is. Okay. And then to see how to write it, click here. 1 tridecillion, 733 duodecillion, 602 undecillion, 91 decillion, and so on, all the way down to 670. And we're not going to have it say it out loud. So there you go. So there's 1 tridecillion possible combinations with just 8 teams. In bats. So Ken, get shuffling, man. What are you waiting for? All right. Moving right along. All right. So it looks like, yeah, just say it's a big number. Damn big number, right? Damn big number. Hold on a second. I have an avalanche happening behind me here. Ugh. So when you own cats and you go shopping, you got to figure out where you're going to stack stuff. So sorry, I'm kind of turned away from the mic. I shouldn't say when you own cats, it's when cats own you. Because cats have staff. Dogs have owners. All right. We're going to go early. And that's actually going to benefit guys like Koufax. All right. Do I want to, any of the miscellaneous enforce batter face limits? Nah. Pre-game substitutions. Yep. We're going to do that. Pause pre-game. We're not going to worry about any of this stuff. Okay. So we've got the rules set up now for our schedule, or for our, now we're going to do is generate a schedule. Down here, you can import a CSV schedule. So the only thing about this to make it work with cross-era play is just if you have, and you can find comma delimited files from RetroSheet, from Digital Skybox, whatever. You just have to make sure your team designations match those that you find in your CSV file, and it will import a schedule. But I'm not going to worry about doing that. It's that simple. Rather, I want to generate a new schedule because I want to show you how nice this help system is. Okay. So, we're going to have an all-star break. No, we're going to do day games only. We're going to do professional style. And then I just want to know the league games versus each team in the same league. So there's a lot of times like busting out the calculator. You don't have to. Click the help button, and then we can see generate schedule suggestions. Okay. So we're going to look around here, and we're going to find our so 2 leagues, 18, right? So we're going to do it's going to be 22 games is what we're looking for, because it's 8 teams per league. We have 8 teams, and we just do this, and you're not playing, right? So if this was like up to 16 teams, it would be 22. If you had 2 leagues, just to show you this really quickly, if you had 2 leagues with 10 teams per league and 162-game schedule, then they're going to play 18 times against each other. Then for divisional play down here, you get all of this. So all you do is just plug in the numbers, and you're good to go. This is where Action PC scheduler sucks. All right, so right here you just get the numbers, plug it in, 22, and click OK. And now we have a schedule. The schedule is ready to go. The only thing left now is to assign ballparks and managers, and this thing is ready to rock. That's it. That is all, and then we'll be ready. So let's do that now. Baseball for Windows comes with literally, you can get thousands of micromanagers. The only thing that you can't do anymore is change manager names. Unfortunately, that was an old utility that you would have to actually configure it in DOSBox, and I don't really care about the manager names myself. Okay, so from here we can do things like commissioner files and stuff. We're not going to do that. We're going to do rules for the organization. Okay, skill level, all this is just if you're managing, and you should set it to 10 seconds. That's just to make decisions. If you can't make a decision in 10 seconds, you shouldn't be doing baseball. Designated hitter, do you want it? Yes or no? Intentional walk with bases full. Thank you, Barry Bonds. You know, people find this weird, sacrifice with 2 outs. What this means is an attempt, because in dead ball baseball and in 19th century baseball, there would be 2 outs and they would still try to beat that out. So this is probably a bad name to call it a sacrifice with 2 outs, but rather maybe bunt attempt with 2 outs is what they should have called this. But that's all this really means. Allow bunt for hit? Yes, of course. We're going to do that. Allow third base in with third base empty. We can choose to leave that on or not. Exiting during game, always have that. Enable ballpark effects. It's up to you whether you want to turn them on or not. Okay, I'm going to just leave them off. I don't care about that. The reason being is because depending upon what park you're in is how well you perform. By not enabling ballpark effects, I'm just neutralizing everything this way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK. All right, and then we're going to go rules. So for the league, again, we saw all this. Now we're just going to go to the team level. So I already have Chicago. All right, and I want to go the team home field for the Chicago Cubs. So you see here, I know you're probably saying, wait a minute, that says SF over there. You go by what's here. So right now I'm choosing for the Chicago Cubs. All right. So for them, I am just going to look for, we'll use 1919, this Wrigley Field. There it is. And click OK. And now you'll see here in yellow letters that tells me that a ballpark's been assigned. Next, we'll do the Philadelphia Phillies and just the same thing. Team home. Oops, that was stupid. We could do it this way too if we want. We can just go to Philadelphia Phillies. And where are you, Baker Bowl? There you are. We could do it that way. And assign. See? Brooklyn Dodgers. There's Ebbets Field. And assign. So this is kind of a faster way. I don't have an old Yankee Stadium. Or I did, but I don't know where it is. I think I just have a newer one. So, but I guess we'll just put them in Yankee Stadium anyhow, even though it's, I prefer just putting them in Polo Grounds, but we'll just put them here. Okay. I know Yankee fans are horrified. What can I say? Okay, Detroit Tigers. Where is it? Yes, Briggs. Okay. LA. I'm pretty sure I have the LA Coliseum in here somewhere. Pretty sure. Or maybe I don't. I thought I did. I thought I had the. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I didn't download that. So, you know, we're just going to put them in Dodger Stadium. Oh, besides, that's the year Dodger Stadium. Yeah, Dodger Stadium's already open. What am I thinking about? I'm an idiot. See? There you go. Baltimore Orioles. And I forgot to do the Tigers. I thought I picked them. I guess I didn't. I'm putting these guys in the old. We could put them here, but I want to use these old parks here. Bunk. There we go. And finally, the Giants. Do we have Candlestick? I believe I do somewhere. Somewhere. Where are you? Where are you? I could swear I had Candlestick. I probably didn't install all of these ballparks, moving them over. So we're gonna just put them. We're gonna have to put them in AT&T, I guess. That sucks, but that's okay. Okay, so everything is assigned, or everything was supposed to have been assigned. Anyhow, let's save our organization. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Son of a bitch, my fault. I forgot to finalize all that. So we'll do it the slow way. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. So Baker Bowl, where are you? Baker Bowl. And okay. Yeah, I know. Hit okay. I know. I forgot to hit okay. It sucks. Oh, well. It's all right. Setting managers is kind of the same way. There's Ebbets. Now we get the Spankies. Because I know if I play some people, why do you have the Yankees in the Polo Grounds? So I'm going to have to put them in a modern Yankee or more modern Bronx. What's it call it here? Bronx or something. I should just someday install the rest of these ballparks. There we go. There's Yankee Stadium, Spank Me Stadium. And why am I really doing this? Just to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Why not? Still 5 of you hanging in there. So you got to love it, right? There we go. Put them in Briggs. So we don't want to put them in Comerica. LA. Rules. And again, you could have done it the other way. Just remember to hit OK. Just remember to hit OK. Oh, my God. I can't believe that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Some people's kids, right? All right. Baltimore. Again, a lot of work, but put on some good music and you're fine. And finally, San Fran. Dwayne's favorite team, the San Francisco Giants. You could also just set the same home field for all teams if you wanted to. But I'm not going to do that. So they were AT&T Park. They changed these names so much. I can't remember. I think they're AT&T Park, or were AT&T Park. I don't know what it's called now. Yep, there it is. It is San Francisco. Okay, saved. Then the next bit is we can do lineups, AIM. We're not going to worry about this. We want to actually just play a game. Okay. Let's go to lineups, and we're going to set or manager mode for these teams. Okay. So I want to leave everything at manual for this. The reason being is because I don't want to just play one team. In game, I can decide if the computer is going to manage both teams, or if I'm going to manage one team, or I'm going to manage both teams, which in a digital baseball game, I don't know why you'd want to do that. So we're going to leave this at manuals. Okay. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to start from the bottom work. So lineups for team, San Francisco. So here's where you kind of do pick your managers and stuff like that. Okay. So I don't have every manager in here installed. It's just a lot of work. So it's up to you how you want to do it. You could just assign one manager. And these are all programmed for different eras and stuff like that, which can shake the game up too. But I would say the good default manager is Johnny McCoy. So just do Johnny McCoy and click OK. All right. Now it says McCoy, but I'm going to be able to change all these as manual. Okay. In fact, I don't even have to set any of these things up. The only reason I'm doing it is just for completion's sake. Go to Baltimore. But right now, we could actually play a game. At this point, we could play a game. Okay. And you know what? Let's mix Sparky Anderson into the mix, too. Why not? Okay. So now when you see the name above the ballpark, you know you've got your manager assigned. Go to L.A. Oops. And like I said, I haven't put in Lasorda. Let's piss off Dodgers fans. We'll have Tony La Russa managed there. Why not? Because as soon as you roll the dice or click the mouse, Dwayne, right? It's already fiction. All right. We should have saved Sparky Anderson for the Tigers, but that's okay. Let's have some fun. Let's have Connie Mack manage the Tigers. If you really wanted to do this the right way, you should just pick one manager for everybody. But, okay. All right. Anyhow, that's good enough. Set the rest of the managers later. Let's do a game. Basically, that's it. We're ready to go. I mean, if you look here at the months, the schedule is all filled out. Let's go back to the beginning. We can go up here to our schedule. And we can do a schedule summary, and there we can see everybody. I know you guys might not be able to see it. There's the schedule. Again, everybody's playing 11 at home, 11 on the road. Okay. Okay, again, this is grayed out. This is ready to go. So I can play a manual game. I can't play any automatic games because the only games that are available to play today are going to be ones. In other words, there's a mixture here. So let's play a manual game. And then what this does is this goes right into Baseball for Windows, the main program. So here we are. And I think we're going to play the Orioles at the Phillies. So a little bit of dead ball action here. Why not? So here we are in Baker Bowl. And we're going to go ahead and let the computer manage both. And this game's ready to go. So let's play ball. Let's have fun. And for those of you that need to run off and don't want to sit through another hour of Ernie Harwell calling a game, thanks for coming in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell, bringing you Philadelphia Phillies baseball. Join the crowd and enjoy the action. Here on 66 WAPBA. We're coming to you from out here at the park where the Phillies will host the visiting Baltimore Orioles. It's opening day. The sounds of practice are stilled. The mitts are oiled, and another season begins. This is the first game in this 3-game series. The Phillies take the field here in the first. They set his opening slate. Lutterus at first base. Niehoff at second. Bancroft, the shortstop. Bird at third. The trio in the outfield. In left, it's Becker. In center, Whitted, and over in right, Cravat. Killefer is behind the plate, and on the mound for the Phillies, the right-handed Alexander. Alexander's arsenal includes a fair strikeout pitch. He will be facing Orioles starter, left-hander Flanagan. So settle in. We're ready to start this game. Bumbry leading off the first. A trusty bat. It's hard to keep Bumbry off the base pass.
Okay, so I purposely stopped this to show you something. Number one, most of the times when you see me playing this game, you won't see this over here. These are your manager options. The other thing I want to show you how to do, since we're in game, so I want to show you a couple in-game things, is how to change the colors. So the Phillies are fine where they are, but what I can do here is I can click on Al Bumbry, and I go to colors, and now I can just pick the colors here. So the Orioles are the visitors. So just, right? So I want to do visiting player. Okay. Visiting player background, orange. And then I want to do the visiting player text. Let's make it white. And now the Orioles have that orange color. We're going to leave the Phillies as they are in red. I said in game that you can decide whether you're going to manage one, both, or neither team. So right now, I'm managing the Orioles. It's not what I want to do. So I'm going to go to options. Okay. I'm going to go to offense, change manager, and let's make sure. Wait, I am on offense. Hang on a second.
Now, ready.
No, Al, don't be ready yet. Damn it. There we go. Oh, still hasn't gone yet. Hold on. This is why I always set these things up to begin with. I'll just manage the damn game.
Alexander poised. The pitch. Bumbry lifts one. It's a big league pop-up. Going back is Niehoff, waving his arms. He calls off Cravat and makes the catch. One away. Here comes Dower to take his cuts. A trusty bat. Dower ready.
So also with any player, you can double click on that player and you can see his game ratings. Okay. Now, there's another neat utility, though, that you have to find it out on the internet, the interwebs. So you'll see here, view card. It looks like their actual card, but this is actually scrambled. But there's actually a scrambler you can get that will actually display their actual APBA cards if you wanted to do that. Okay, just wanted to tell you that as well. All right, let's go on.
Alexander ready. He brings it in. Dower gets this one in the air. On the infield, the shortstop Bancroft drifts over behind second base to make the catch. 2 away.
Hey, Sakuni.
Murray's up. Eddie can hit. Alexander looking in at the target. The pitch, wrapped back to the mound, and he spears it over to first, and Murray is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, midway through the first. Orioles, nothing. Phillies coming up.
Yeah, it is, Aaron.
For the Orioles. The Orioles take the field here in the first. Defensively for Baltimore. Murray at first base. Dower at second. Garcia, the shortstop. The Sensei at third. The trio in the outfield. In left, it's Singleton. And center, Bumbry. And over and right, Renicky. Dempsey is behind the plate. And today's slap man for Baltimore, the lefty, Flanagan. Quidditch will lead it off. A very steady hitter. He stands in. Dempsey ready to receive. Flanagan gets set to
there's
work on
where
it.
you go to, like when we go to your offense, your pinch manager, things like that. And then it also gives you these, all your manager options are also over there as far as anything, whatever you want to do. Okay. Auto. And let's just pick, I think Jake Conley is a dead ball era manager. Now the game's managing itself
at the plate.
We'll let it do that.
Flanagan gets set to pitch. Flanagan winds up. Quidditch bruises it, heading for the gap in left center. But Singleton flags it down on the first bounce, and Quidditch decides not to stretch it. He hugs first for the single. Here's Becker coming to the plate. You can't afford to take him too lightly. Quidditch at first is a speedster. Becker in the box. Dempsey crouched down now. Here's the pitch. He squares, bunted hard toward first. Murray has it, looks at second, and goes there just in time. Good heads-up play. One down. All right, one gone. Becker on first. Now Cravath to face Flanagan. G is a tough out. Real speed at first with Becker on. Dempsey sets up. The pitch. It's hit sharply on the ground. Garcia. The Dower to Murray. Double play. Very nicely executed. And the side is retired. That'll do it for Philadelphia. No runs on one hit. So they do not score. No score. The top of the second inning coming up. For Baltimore, here in the second, Singleton, Dempsey, and the Sensei. Here's Singleton to lead it off against Alexander. He'll bat left. Ken can hit. Singleton takes his stance. Right-handed Alexander goes to the set position. Alexander winds up. He popped him up. Bancroft drifting back. He's calling for it. And he's got it. One away. Here comes Dempsey to take his cuts. He'll take advantage of your mistakes.
Yes, Dwayne, you're correct.
Dempsey gets in there. Alexander looking home. Alexander brings it to the plate. Lined hard to right toward the gap. Cravath cuts it off on the bounce. Dempsey has to hold first.
I did that so I can remember like what years these teams were.
The Sensei comes up the bat.
And you don't have to do that.
Dempsey,
yeah, you're welcome, Dwayne.
I tail it. Killefer crouched down now. He comes home. The Sensei smacks it straight down the line and left. Could it go? It could. And it's foul. Just outside the left field foul pole. Strike one. The Sensei back in the box. Killefer set.
Yeah, so do I, Dwayne.
The pitch is on the way.
Definitely like that.
Swung on. It's a number to the left of the mound. Alexander scoops it up, fires to second. Then he gets him. And the Sensei is on at first. Two gone. One on. Renicky up. He's an occasional hitter. The batter stands in. Now Alexander ready. The delivery from Alexander. Alexander fans him. That's 3 away. That'll do it for Baltimore. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left. Philadelphia due up. Lutterus, Bancroft, and Niehoff to bat next. Lutterus will get it started for the Phillies. He swings from the left side. A very steady hitter. The hitter stands in. Pitcher Flanagan eyeing Lutterus. Now he's ready. Flanagan brings it home. Lutterus hits it 9 miles. Foul ball. Strike 1. Lutterus back in the box. Flanagan prepares to come home. He delivers. Grounded hard wide of third. The sensei just reaches it. Over to first. In time for the out. And there's 1 away. One down. Now Bancroft to face Flanagan.
So any of you that might have the Bats League or something, you have this game, create it in APBA, man. It would be fun.
Flanagan gets set to pitch.
You can listen to it while you're doing other things, you know.
A little tapper up the line. Murray charges, scoops it, and tags Bancroft. 2 down. Phillies hitter Niehoff. A streaky hitter. Flanagan will go to work on him. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to left. Singleton is racing to the line into foul territory. He stumbles, but he keeps his feet, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out. Nice play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and at the end of 2. No score. The top of the 3rd inning coming up. The Orioles will have Garcia, Flanagan, and Bumbry here in the 3rd. Well, here's Garcia to lead it off. He hits from the right. Let's see if he can outperform his advanced billing. Pitcher Alexander eyeing Garcia. Now he's ready. The pitch. Grounded to short. Bancroft charges. Takes it on the short hop. Throws quickly. Out at first. And there's 1 away.
It's a lot of work, Dwayne, but I think it's worth it. I mean, you did that work in Digital Diamond, so you know
Flanagan.
You're not afraid of doing the work. So
Mike taking his first at bat of the
season. $28 for the updated version.
Flanagan ready.
And I'll help you out with
Alexander
some stuff.
Is ready to fire it in. He brings it in. And Flanagan is caught looking. 2 away. Here's Bumbry. He's your leadoff hitter. 2 away. Alexander will go to work on him. The pitch. Bumbry laces it into the gap in right. It's a tweener to the wall. And Bumbry pulls into second base standing up. For Baltimore. 2 away. 1 on. Next up, Dower. Rich ready. Alexander staring in, ready to work. Bumbry moves quietly toward third. Alexander rocks and fires. Dower sends this ball airmail to left. Becker lopes after it. Should be routine. And he makes the catch. Side retired.
Oh, the Bats League's awesome. And I know you did it out of the Park 25. I have to install that still.
No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. 1 left. Still no score.
Now, would I do Bats 2 in one of these? I don't know, man. I'm not that. I don't know. It's twice as many players or more, right?
Alexander coming up.
Something like 1,200 players.
Here's Killefer to start it off. A streaky hitter. Batter ready. Now Flanagan ready. To the plate. swung on, routine grounder to Garcia, and he boots it. Now he has it, but he has to eat it. Killefer is on first. Garcia picks up an error.
I should mention also that the scoreboard's configurable,
Bird
larger
is out to
fonts,
take his
colors,
hack, and
everything
he
like
hacks
that
from
as
the
well.
right.
So,
Killefer down at first.
all right, I'm going to go back on mute so I don't
Let's
bother
see
Ernie.
if he can outperform his advanced billing. In the box now. Left-handed Flanagan goes to the set position. The pitch. Grounded deep into the hole. Dower dives. He cuts it off. He's on his feet. Throws quickly to first. And he's gone. One away. Killefer now at second. Pitcher Alexander up. Runner on second. One gone. Pete taking his first at bat of the season. Killefer at second. Alexander waiting for Flanagan. Flanagan is on the slab. The ball's hidden in his mitt. Glances back at the runner. Infield looking for the bunt. The offering to Alexander. He squares. Bunted hard by the mound. Garcia charges. Makes the off-balance throw to first. It's wild and bounces into the dugout. Killefer is awarded home, and Alexander drops down to second. Garcia picks up an error, and that's his second error in the game. And that's the second error for the Orioles.
That'd be a hell of a lot of work, Dwayne.
That was the pitcher, Alexander, who got that started, helping his team. And the Phillies go ahead by a run, 1-0 here in the third. Quitted for hit. Alexander on at second, one away. Quitted steps up to the plate. Flanagan staring in, ready to work. He lets one go. Quitted hits one high. Hard, center field. But it won't be enough. He makes the running catch. He hits the wall. He's down, but he holds the ball. Alexander tags. He'll make third. Digging. He's headed for home. The relay. They've got Alexander hung up. Dempsey runs it back. He flips the sensei back to Dempsey. To the sensei, and he's safe. He dived back in under the tag. Okay, for Philadelphia. Alexander on third, two down, the bottom of the third inning. It's now Becker to bat. Dempsey crouched down now. Now he comes home with it. Routine grounder to Garcia. The throw to first. And he's gone.
That counts, Doug. Welcome in.
For the Phillies, a run on no hits. Two errors for the Orioles. One left. They break the deadlock. Phillies up 1-0.
It would be easy to combine the two sets,
Orioles
Dwayne.
now
Absolutely.
send out the heart of their order to
In
face
any
Alexander,
digital baseball
the
game that
3-4-5
permits it.
hitters.
Absolutely.
Murray, Singleton, and Dempsey.
I'm glad I convinced you, cousin.
Murray to lead it off for the Orioles. The switch hitter will bat left-handed. Killefer sets up. Here's a pitch from Alexander. Murray looks at strike three. One away. Here's Singleton. One down. Singleton is a guy who will battle you to get on. Singleton waiting for Alexander. Alexander ready.
It says a lot
Alexander
for the
brings
set,
it
Ken.
home.
It really does.
Drilled to right by Singleton. It is high. It is far. It is caught at the wall by Cravat. Two down. Okay, next to bat for Baltimore is Dempsey from the right. Dempsey in the box. Alexander looking home. Now the pitch. Check swing. He went around. That's three away.
Good thing you both did
So
it.
the
I know
Orioles
you're both
go
having
in
fun
order.
with
The
it.
score is still 1-0 Philadelphia as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Phillies now send up the heart of their order to face Flanagan. The 3-4-5 hitters, Cravath, Lutterus, and Bancroft. Here's Cravath to start it off. Flanagan looking home. Here he comes. Off the end of the bat, Murray moves for it, and he spears it, waves off Flanagan, and he steps on first for the out. One down. Lutterus, bat in hand. Lutterus takes his stance. Flanagan will go to work on him. The pitch comes in. Line to left center. Giving chase is Bunbury. He hightails it to the track. He won't get it. He slams into the wall. Singleton is after it. He gets it in quickly. But Lutterus will go all the way to third. Bunbury down. It doesn't look good. He's durable. I'm sure he'll be back in action soon, but he's clearly in pain. And he gets a big hand from the crowd. Score that a triple. The report from the clubhouse. The Orioles center fielder Bunbury injured for the rest of the day. Bunbury is injured. Coming into play center field for the Orioles is Kelly. The Phillies have one down, runner at third. Bancroft steps up to face Flanagan. Flanagan on the rubber. Orioles playing for the out at first. Lutterus down the line, some at third, to the plate. Tagged and caught by Flanagan. Two down. Lutterus holds safely.
I couldn't agree more with you, cousin. Absolutely. You get a better.
Well,
it's a great way to jump into baseball history, into the franchises.
At third, two away. Now Flanagan ready. Checks third. The pitch hit hard toward the gap in right center. Renicky races back. He won't get it. It's off the wall. Lutterus shots home. And Niehoff cruises into second. Double and an RBI. So the double scores one, and Philadelphia increases its lead. This ball game now 2-0. One on the bottom of the fourth inning. Killefer up. He stands in. Flanagan looking in at the target. Niehoff stretches his lead off second. The pitch lifted high to left. Singleton is drifting toward the line, and he hauls it in. That's three away. For the Phillies, a run on two. Hits. One left. They add a little padding. We've played four. Phillies with the edge, 2-0. The Sensei, Renicky, and Garcia to bat next. Here's the Sensei to lead it off. Batter facing Alexander. Killefer ready to receive. Here's a pitch from Alexander. Swing and a miss. The Sensei goes down on strikes. One down. Renicky walks up. He bats right.
I can't think of any other company that's done something like bats, Ken. Now I'm
can get on
trying to think, and I think it's just been
Alexander
all-time great franchises, but nothing like bats. And I like
Alexander to the wind. Upstairs with a fast one. Renicky doesn't offer. And Alexander gets the call. He's out on strikes. Two gone for Alexander. Strikeout number 6. Two down. Here's the right-handed Garcia to take his swings. Kiko made an out in his first at-bat. Alexander looking home. Alexander brings it home. Off-balance swing. It's skied in foul territory. Killefer moves under it. He has it measured and makes the catch. 3 down. Alexander sets them down in order after 4.5. Phillies up by 2. Byrne, Alexander, then Whitted to bat next. Okay. Byrne will get it started for the Phillies, and he hacks from the right. Not in there for his bat. Byrne steadies his bat. Left-handed Flanagan goes to the set position. The pitch to Byrne. Cut on, hit in the air. Left field. Singleton's right there, and he makes the catch, and there's one away. One away. 5th inning. Pitcher Alexander up. Batter set. Left-hander Flanagan ready. The pitch comes in. Base hit center field. Kelly is over. Scoops it up, and Alexander holds first for the single. The Phillies have one away. Alexander down at first. It's now Whitted the bat. He swings from the right side. A sure hitter. Philadelphia starter Alexander pitching tough, but the Phillies would feel better with another run. Alexander at first not known for his speed. Flanagan now set. He cranks and fires. Big swing, but he got under it. Center fielder Kelly drifts back. He squeezes it. That's the second out. Alexander retreats quickly. Here's Becker to hit for the Phillies. The Phillies have 2 down. Runner on first. Becker 0 for 2. Beals steps up.
So for the next video, when we work at the player level, I thought rather than trying to create, an entire season or anything like that, since we've shown how to do teams, the next time that I do something, a tutorial for this, I'm going to show you how to recreate an all-star game. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Just catching up on some comments here really quickly, and we'll get back to Ernie. So as Dwayne's talking about, like Ken says that the other games have franchise sets, but straight up statistically the best players. Dwayne's saying here, correct, every team and every game. Like you get to know these players. Absolutely. One reason I wanted to play every game instead of doing your normal just Braves and Yankees. And that's true. I learned so much more about, you can read about these players, but sometimes even in, whether you're going through Baseball Reference or any big fat baseball book you have or whatever, there's going to be players you're going to gloss over. Because you're going to go to a lot of the usual suspects maybe to find out, hey, is it, maybe something I don't know about Bob Gibson or Christy Mathewson or Lou Gehrig or something like that, right? But as Ken mentioned earlier, right, didn't know a lot about Bib Falk. Knows a hell of a lot more about him now. And Ken Castro is telling Dwayne, he says to Dwayne that Clinton and he have talked about how wonderfully Dwayne, have embraced the set. He said, you're doing it proud. That's high praise coming from these two guys, Dwayne, and you really are. I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't put it into Out of the Park Baseball. You're doing such a great job in Digital Diamond that when I do eventually put it in Out of the Park, it's mostly going to be a every once in a while thing, but mostly going to play it offline. But I love what you're doing with it. So I know you have, look in the dictionary into perseverance and you just see Dwayne, just see his picture. So keep it up, my friend.
Left-hander Flanagan ready. The pitch comes in. Becker lifts a lazy pop fly. The sensei rips back into left and brings it down. The line for the Phillies, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 1 after 5. Phillies up by 2. For Baltimore, here in the 6th, Flanagan, Kelly, and Dower. To get it going, Flanagan. Flanagan relaxes himself at the plate. Pitcher Alexander set to go. The pitch. Bounce to short. Bancroft to his right. He has it. and he throws him out. And there's one away. Kelly walking up the bat. You don't want to let down with him. He'll wait for his pitch. The batter stands in. Alexander ready. The pitch. Swung on, pop foul behind first. Niehoff's racing over. Waves off Lutterus. And he gloves it for the second out.
That's like Harry Hooper, Dwayne. Yeah, because he's on the White Sox on the bat set. Dower. So yeah, that's fun.
Rich has done nothing in 2 trips. Alexander prepared to work.
I'm not managing, cousin. The game is now.
Off balance swing. It's skied.
Let's try something fun. Let's switch managers.
Moves under it.
Let's switch managers up in this game, just for fun.
3 away. No runs, no hits, no errors. Midway through the 6th. After 5.5, Phillies up by 2. The Phillies now send up the heart of their order to face Flanagan.
Oh, I get it. Okay, Dwayne, you got to be doing double steals like Ken did in McGreevy.
Bats from the right. He has the talent to do some damage. Cravat relaxes himself at the plate.
All right, so once again, we'll just go back and just do this real quick review. So if I go to offense and go change manager, I can switch this to manual and manage the Phillies. Or I can go down here where it's auto, and I can select somebody other than Jake Conley. We're going to leave Jake Conley. He's managing these Phillies well. So not only do you set up there, you can see I do have some known managers. There's Earl Weaver's in here. I just haven't added a lot of these guys yet. There's Joe McCarthy, John McGraw, Connie Mack. So even in game, you can do a lot of changing and stuff like that. So good stuff. But we're going to just let the game do this. But there's really not a lot to show in game as far as things that you can do. You can look at the box score in game if you want. So there it is, which is really, really nice. If you want to look at the script, so it gives you the whole script of the game. There it is. Pretty cool. And we did see a weird play today, that one that went all the way to the dugout and the runner scored. First time I'm sure it's happened. First time I've run across that. What else can you do here? So you can do an instant replay in the game. And I'm not sure what these do. Let's check it out. Reports for the left fielder. There we go. So that's just double clicking on somebody. And then again, here's your options. So you can set the announcer and sound. So I should probably touch on this really quickly. So you can set this up as play-by-play, and that's strictly what it says on the tin. It's a very brief play-by-play. You can have light commentary. On opening day, it doesn't really matter too much, but it's full broadcast where Ernie actually will track stats, winning streaks, losing streaks, all that kind of stuff there. You can change his affiliation to being strictly a neutral broadcaster, or for any visiting team, for the home team. Change if you just want the announcer, you want to turn off the stadium music, the crowd level, which I know people complain, but I like the crowd kind of up there. I like that noise. You can also signal if you're using warm up, if your pitcher's ready. It'll signal you if there's been a base advancement or if there's a lineup change required. So, and again, extensive help in this system, in this game. So we're just going to go ahead and just click save, and yeah, that script comes up. So there we go. All right, back to the game.
Flanagan gets set to pitch. Now the delivery. They're screaming a liner, but right at Murray. He snatches it in midair. That was an atom ball. 1 down. It's now the port side swinger, Lutterus, to the bat. 1 down. He gets his share of hits. Lutterus gets in there. Now Flanagan ready. The pitch. Ripped to right center. Base hit. Kelly is chasing it down. He'll have to hurry. Lutterus is trying for two. The throw. Safe at second. That's Lutterus. Second hit of the game. For Philadelphia. Lutterus on at second. One out. It's now Bancroft the bat. He'll bat from the right side this time. A steady hitter. Bancroft ready. Flanagan poised. The offering from Flanagan. High and away, and it gets by Dempsey. He scrambles. Lutterus moves up. So Bancroft will get back in there. Catcher Dempsey sets his target. Infield deep. Lutterus down the line some at third. The pitch. Grounded hard to Garcia, and he spears it. He'll turn down the play at the plate. The throw to first. And he's gone. But the run scores. And Philadelphia increases its lead. It's now 3-zip ball game. Well, here's the right-handed Niehoff to take his swings. Flanagan looking home. Here comes a pitch. Grounded weakly to Murray. And he steps on first for the out. Side retired. The half for the Phillies. One run on one hit. They give Alexander some extra room after 6-3-0. Phillies. The Orioles now send up the heart of their order to face Alexander, Murray, Singleton, and Dempsey. Murray will start it off here in the 7th against Alexander. He'll bat left. Capable of some fine hitting. Eddie ready. Right-hander Alexander ready. And now the pitch. Alexander fans him. One down. Well, Singleton gets set to face Alexander. Against Alexander, he'll bat left. One gone. Singleton is a guy who'll battle you to get on. In the box now. Alexander looking home. Alexander comes to him. Swung on. Lofted down the line to right. Cravat was playing that way. He gets there. Singleton is gone. Two down. Here's Dempsey. Dempsey is 1 for 2. Right-hander Alexander ready. The pitch. Hit like a bullet. Niehoff waves at it, but it's by him into right, and Dempsey racks up a base hit. Second safety for Dempsey. Now coming up, the sensei. You can't afford to take him too lightly. Doug waits. Alexander now set. The pitch. A towering fly ball to center. When it drifts back, this should do it. He squeezes it for the third out. That'll do it for Baltimore. No runs on one hit. There were no errors. One left. Phillies still leading by 3, and we'll go to the home half. Okay, folks, on your feet. Take a break for the 7th inning stretch.
Take me up to the ball game. Take me up to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back while it's root for the whole team.
So the man singing, his name is Tommy Walton. He was known as the singing hot dog vendor, and they got him to do some of the singing in this game. So pretty cool. So a little trivia for you: Tommy Walton.
Bottom of the lineup, Killefer, Bird, and Alexander coming up. Killefer to lead it off. He does not hit for average. Pitcher Flanagan set to go. The pitch from Flanagan. Killefer strokes it sharply toward short. Garcia into the hole. Plants himself for the long throw. Guns it hard to Murray. Got him. One down.
He was a hot dog vendor, and I
Bird,
somehow heard of him,
batting
what
eighth.
have you. And he was famous all through the minor
An
leagues. And
unlikely hero.
there you go. So that's who it
Flanagan
is.
prepared to work.
Glad I answered that
Now
question
the
then,
pitch.
Aaron.
Swing and a miss. Bird goes down on strikes. 2 down. Now coming to bat for the Phillies, Alexander. Flanagan poised. The pitch. That's batted to the right side. Murray feels it. And he outraces Alexander to the bag for the do-it-yourself putout. 3 away. So the Phillies go quietly. Phillies still leading by 3. Alexander will now face the bottom of the Orioles lineup. Renicky, Garcia, and Flanagan coming up. Okay, Renicky will lead off the 8th. Bats from the right. Time's running out for the Orioles. Renicky has patience. Renicky ready. Alexander looking home. Orioles manager Anderson looking at his score sheet. He's calling on his reserves, so the lefty Crowley will bat. Anderson trying for the platoon advantage. He grabs a bat, heads out. Orioles hitter Crowley, a trusty bat. Crowley knows how to get on base. Killefer sets up. Alexander brings it. Grounded toward Bancroft. He bobbles it and hurries his throw. Lutterus has to come off the bag to get it. Crowley reaches, so the Orioles have a runner on the error. Score that E6 on Bancroft. Next to bat for Baltimore is Garcia. The Orioles have no outs. Crowley on at first. Garcia relaxes himself at the plate. Right-hander Alexander ready. Orioles skipper Anderson walking down the bench, trying to stir up a little magic. It looks like Garcia will not bat. It's going to be Lowenstein. He grabs a bat. He'll take his time getting to the box. Sparky will send him up to battle the right-hander. Here comes Lowenstein to take his cuts. A trusty bat. Lowenstein steadies his bat. Alexander gets set to work on him. First baseman Lutterus holding the runner on. The pitch swung on. Foul tip held by Killefer. Strikeout. 1 away. Flanagan is scheduled to hit. Alexander set. Orioles manager Anderson looking at his score sheet. Anderson is recalling pitcher Flanagan. He's sending May to the plate. Bat's right. He grabs a bat. Strolls to the box. So Flanagan gets his innings. He pitched 7. He leaves with 3 runs. 2 earned on 5 hits. He stands to lose it unless the Orioles can make up the 3-run deficit. May getting ready to go. Lee has a lot to prove. If May gets on, they'll have a fighting chance. Alexander comes set. First baseman Lutterus is on the bag. Alexander brings it home. Taken for a strike. May goes down looking. 2 away for Alexander. That's his 9th strikeout of the game. 2 down, 8th inning, 1 on. Kelly is out to take his hacks. He hits from the left. Kelly wants to fight his way aboard somehow. Dower waits on deck, kneeling, chin on his hand, staring out. Kelly steadies his bat. Pitcher Alexander set to go. The pitch. Alexander jams him. Kelly fights it off and muscles it toward shallow right. It drops back at first and rolls into foul ground. Cravat hustles over. Still after it. Now he's there. Crowley is around third. The throw comes into Bancroft. They're holding Crowley at third, and Kelly is in standing with a double. Two on, the top of the eighth inning. Dower, the hit for the Orioles. That's right. He gets his share of hits. Alexander put on the rubber. 9 strikeouts in the game. Anderson pacing the dugout. The runners take their lead. Alexander brings it home off the end of the bat. Lutterus moves for it, and he spears it. He flips to Alexander, covering, and the side is retired. That'll do it for Baltimore. No runs on 1 hit. The Phillies made an error. 2 men left on base. The Phillies have held them. Phillies up 3-0. We're at the head of the order for the Phillies. The new pitcher will face Whitted, Becker, and Cravat. Mark this down. Lowenstein will stay in the game. Now playing right field for the Orioles. For the Orioles, Anderson now has Belanger playing short. Crowley is out of the game. Stoddard is coming on to pitch for the Orioles. For Stoddard, this is his first appearance. He's a right-handed pitcher. Whitted to lead it off for the Phillies. That's right. Stoddard is finished with his warm-up pitches. The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. He stands in. Stoddard poised. Stoddard brings it. Swung on, line to short. And he spears it. Whitted is gone. And that's out number 1. 1 away, 8th inning. Becker steps up to face Stoddard. He swings from the left side. Dempsey crouched down now. To the plate. Yanked towards second. Dower fields it. He flips to first. High throw. But they get him. 2 away. Cravat is stepping up to hit against Stoddard. He's a right-handed batter. 2 gone. Cravat steadies his bat. Stoddard looking home. Stoddard winds and fires. Batted slowly toward first. Murray fields it and feeds Stoddard coming over for the putout. No runs, no hits,
It just
no
happens,
errors,
Aaron.
and at the end of 8, the score is still 3-0. Phillies leading.
I usually don't use warm-up rules in any of the games
now
I play
send
anyhow.
up the heart
so.
of their order to face Alexander, Murray, Singleton, and Dempsey. Murray will start it off here in the 9th against Alexander. He'll bat left. Murray can get on for you. Alexander looking home. The pitch. Grounded to the right side. Niehoff to his left. And it sneaks through. Single for Murray. One on. Singleton walks up. Killefer set. The pitch. Hooked down the right field line. Will it stay fair? Yes, it's in play. The ball rolls down the line. Cravat scoots for it. He has it. Murray rounds third. The throw comes into Bancroft. They're holding Murray at third, and Singleton is in standing with a double. All right, now Dempsey to face Alexander. 2 in scoring position. Down by 3. Dempsey is 2 for 3. He can be fanned. The sensei waits on deck, kneeling, chin on his hand, staring out. Dempsey, preparing himself, tugs at his belt. Alexander inspects the ball, combs his hair with his hand. Alexander positions his mitt. Dempsey in the batter's box, adjusts his shoulders, works his hands on the bat handle. Now ready. Alexander foot on the rubber, righty against righty. Right-hander Alexander ready. Phillies playing for the out at first. Murray down the line, some at third. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball to first. Lutterus has it. He flips to Alexander, covering in time. But the run scores. The Orioles are on the board. They are within 2. Score 3-1. Well, here we go. The Orioles have one gone. Singleton on third. The sensei is out to take his hacks. Doug 0 for 3. Strikeouts have been a problem for him. Alexander is on the slab. Alexander now set. Phillies playing for the out at first. Now Alexander comes home with it. Routine grounded at Bancroft. He'll turn down the play at the plate. The throw to first. And he's gone. But the run scores. And the Orioles is sneaking up on the Phillies. They are within 1. Score now 3-2. And these fans just inched forward in their seats. Here comes Belanger to take his cuts. Outmatched by Alexander. Belanger stands in. Waits. Alexander is on the slab. He leans in for the sign from Killefer. And now the pitch. Ties him up inside, and Belanger swings through it. Alexander notches a strikeout, and that's the last out of the game. And that's it. The Phillies have won it. Spurred on by the disciplined leadership of Conley. In dramatic fashion, they have beaten the Orioles. Alexander has a beautiful 6-hitter. He went the full route.
Yeah, it was a good one, Ken. It was a good one.
Here's the line for the Phillies. 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 miscue. They lead 3 for the Orioles. 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors. And they lead 5. Alexander gets his first win. Flanagan takes his first loss. So the Phillies gain a step for the Phillies. Overall, they now stand at 1-0. They now have first place to themselves, the Orioles. Overall,
Yeah, I thought so
0-1.
too, Robert. Pretty nice.
In the next game, they'll go after the Orioles again. That puts the wraps on this one. Ernie Harwell and WAPBA leaving you from Philadelphia. Final score, Philadelphia Phillies 3, Baltimore
Thank you,
Orioles
Dwayne.
2.
All right. Then, of course, when this comes up, you can print the box score, whatever. You can print the script. I don't know why you would want to, or you can send it to a file. Okay. So the other thing to remember is you can see that this is open, but you got to close this game, or you got to close the game, and then you bring this up. And again, double click, and there's your box score. So pretty cool. So one last little tip here because of the things with managers. So when Baltimore would play San Francisco, that would just be an automatic game that you could actually, if you wanted to, play in the background. What I suggest you do, if you want to play every team, again, just go to lineups. So we're here for Detroit Tigers. Just select manual because you can always select that. Select your manager and the team. So see, then the game goes away. Let's do the same for the Dodgers. Okay, and again, just switch this to manual. This is if like say like you're doing like a bats league, like Dwayne's doing, and you want to manage everything. Just do this. If you only want to manage one team, set a manager for every team except for the team that you want to manage. So that should make sense, right? Yeah, Yeah, it does. Oops, I don't want to do set manager mode for all teams, which that is another way you could do that, by the way. If I wanted to just go to the manager mode, all teams, I could just go manual, click, and now everything's manual. So don't worry, we're not going to play another game. But if we did, these are always going to be grayed out, background and spectator, and we're just going to play a manual game. I would suggest don't ever do automatic games spectator, because the game will just end one game, go right into another. And if you don't have exit during play or whatever, you're kind of stuck. So what I would do is if you want the game to manage against itself, like I just did, just you select a manual game, you can still select your managers at the beginning. Okay, there you go. Oh, thanks, cousin. And thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, guys. Just one more thing I wanted to show you guys. This has, and this we'll do this with Action PC Baseball. I just want to show you, as far as we're not going to do it, but this is what's necessary to kind of do the same thing that we did in Action PC Baseball, or in Baseball for Windows. All right. So what we would do here, just so that you can see, if we go to Utilities, we would create a new blank league. Okay. And then I'll make sure to get rid of this. So just test one, whatever. We're going to create a folder. All right. Then from here, this is where we actually, it's pretty much the same kind of thing. So if we wanted to create bats in here, or we wanted to create that league that we just did, it's largely the same thing that you do. So we go to rosters, for instance, and I can right click, blah, 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 open, create, delete, import or remove a team. So this is a lot like this. So again, if we wanted to call this, and don't worry, guys, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I just want to show you a couple things and why, yeah, this is just kind of similar. We're not going to worry about, all right, so we got this, right? And then teams. So if we import teams, here's the thing. I have pretty much everything for Action PC Baseball. However, for me to be able to do what I just did in Baseball for Windows, I would actually have to install every season, every zip file. I would have to install every season, or at least let's say those 8 seasons that we had. I would have to make sure to do 1909, 1915, 1942, so on and so forth. If you wanted to do something like the Bats League, you're pretty much installing up to 1960 to be able to pull in those players. So it's very, very similar to Baseball for Windows. I would say that the one that's easiest to do this in is Out of the Park Baseball, because you're basically just scrolling down, selecting teams, what have you. The only difference with this and Baseball for Windows is because you're not working with discrete databases. As I said before, in Baseball for Windows, you do have to close that season from which you exported the team. From this, you're importing teams, but again, you have to own, just like you do an app, but you have to own the seasons and then pull them in. So if I wanted to, and you can import up to 120 teams. If I wanted to go in here and we'll just use Steve Tate's, for instance, all I would do here is I would just, because this is its own database, I could just, for instance, take the 1935 Giants, and you got to make sure to click them, by the way, and the 1920 Chicago team, and the 1903 Pittsburgh Pirates, and I would just import these teams and this. And then you click and drag where you want them. So if you want to just keep them in every league, you just have them right here. But if I want to move them to a different league, I just click and drag, and I've just moved the Giants down into whatever I want to call that. All right. So click exit and exit. And I already have 3 of these teams in here. And there you can see them. Boom, boom, boom. So I guess, Robert, just I want to address your point before we cut out of here. I think pretty much in any sort of baseball game that you want to do, it's a lot of work to create things like this. I don't dispute that. I don't think, however, that Baseball for Windows is any more work than the other two. I think or any of these other games. So Action PC, Out of the Park, Digital Diamond, Old Time Baseball, Pocket Pennant Run, which Pocket Pennant Run, coming up in a later patch, you'll be able to do this. Right now you can, but I don't really recommend it. Anyhow, the point being is that most games that allow you to do this, and that includes Baseball Mobile, you've still got to do a lot of menu diving and mouse clicking and things like that. But if you like jumping around and doing some fun things like that, I think it's good stuff. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and exit this, and that does it. A great night for two. Well, if you guys want to stay around, Ken, it's up to you. We can do another game from here, and we can do the Cubs against the Giants. That's the only other game available on opening day. So you can do one more, unless Dwayne's going to do a game. I don't mind letting Ernie do another game. Then you don't have to listen to me try to call a game. So I don't know, flip me the bird or something if you want. All right. Chicago Cubs, San Francisco Giants it is. This should be fun. All right, let's play a manual game. And that is our only choice. All right, let's see. Who do we want to be managing here? Let's go to auto. And let's put John McGraw. No, not with the Giants. Let's do. So I want to try to mix up. Let's put Earl Weaver for these Giants. Why not? Okay. These 1993 Giants. See if Earl Weaver would like to have fun with that. Or no, I'll tell you what. Let's just play a neutral. We'll just put Johnny McCoy in for both. Again, if you're interested in these managers, join up with Digital Skybox. Also, there's a website called APBA Zip. One word, just APBA Zip. And you can find some micromanagers there. But if you join Digital Skybox, you will literally find thousands of managers to use. Guys I haven't put in here yet, too, are there, like Casey Stengel and Whitey Herzog, whatever. Tons and tons and tons and tons. All right, here we go. Let's play some ball. So this is the 1993 San Francisco Giants against the 1909 Chicago Cubs. Geez, and we have another monster on the mound, Three Finger Brown. Yikes.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell, bringing you Chicago Cubs baseball. Join the crowd and enjoy the action. You're on 66 WAPBA. We're coming to you from out here at the park. Today, the visiting San Francisco Giants will test the Cubs at home.
It's opening day. We'll be with you for each moment suspended and realized. From the first pitch of the season to the last. Game number 1 of 3 here in Chicago.
The Cubs take the field here in the first. McCoy has set his opening slate. Chance at first base. Even.
I know I'm rooting for these Cubbies.
The shortstop. Seinfeld at third. The outfield consists of Schulte in left field, Hoffman in center field, and Scheckert over in right. Archer is behind the plate and on the mound for Chicago. The right-handed chucker, Brown. He will be facing Giants starter, right-hander, Swift. We'll tell you about him in the bottom half, so settle in. We're ready to start this game. To get it going, Thompson. A trusty bat. Right-hander Brown. Ready. The offering to Thompson. Thompson hits it in the air to fairly deep right field. Schechter is over. And so is the at-bat from Thompson. One away. McGee is the next hitter. Willie is a tough out. McGee can get on for you. The batter stands in. Brown looking home. The pitch comes in. Hit high. That's into center. Hoffman squeezes it. 2 away. Next up, Bonds. 2 outs. Bases clear. A showstopper. Batter ready. Catcher ready. He wheels and deals. A bouncer back of second. Fielded by Ebert. He throws in time. 3 away. No runs, no hits, no errors. Midway through the first. Giants, nothing. Cubs coming up. For the Giants. The Giants take the field here in the first. Here's how it lines up defensively for the Giants. Clark at first base. Thompson at second. Clayton, the shortstop. Williams at third. The outfield consists of Lewis in left field, Bonds in center field, and McGee over and right. Manwaring is behind the plate and going today for San Francisco. The right-handed chucker, Griff. Ebert leading it off. Johnny will hurt you. He stands in. Manwaring sets up. Here's a pitch from Griff. Swung on. A slow roller toward third. He'll have to hurry. He scoops it. He drops it, making the transfer. And they give Ebert the hit. Nobody out. First inning, 1 on. The next Cubs batter is Schechter. Jimmy will hurt you. A rabbit on first. Schechter relaxes himself at the plate. Pitcher Griff eyeing Schechter. Now he's ready. They start the runner. Schechter goes the opposite way. Grounded deep into the hole. Left side. Nobody there. Base hit. Clayton broke towards second, and the ball went right through the vacated spot. And Ebert owns third easily. And Schechter collects a lovely single. Clayton couldn't reverse his direction in time. Cubs with runners at the corners. No one out. Scoreless tie. Next up, Tinker. A trusty bat. He almost always puts the ball into play. Tinker takes his stance. Swift sets up on the rubber again. Manwaring ready to receive. First baseman Clark perched right in front of the bag. The runner's going. Swift brings it. Hit deep to left field. Over Lewis' head. Ebert will score. It's off the wall. Lewis plays the carom. Schechter digging. He rounds third. They're waving him in. And he scores. Tinker then standing with a double. So 2-run score on Tinker double. And the Cubs go ahead by 2-0 here in the first. For Chicago, no outs, 1 on. Schulte gets set to face Swift, batting left.
2 hits and runs,
You
baby.
don't want to pitch carelessly with wildfire. Swift looking in at the target. Swift looks back at Tinker on second. The delivery, line toward short, just out of reach. Lewis is chasing it. Tinker is around third. They're waving Tinker in. Here comes a throw home. Here's a play at the plate, and he just safe under the tag. The run score. Judy holds it first with a single. So the single drives in one. It's now 3-0 ball game. Judy on first, the bottom of the first inning. Hoffman is stepping up to hit against Swift. He's a right-handed batter. A very steady hitter. Hoffman in the box. Manwaring sets up. Big hold on the right side. Judy takes a good lead. There goes Judy. Swift deals. High fly deep to right. McGee is back to the warning track. He's under it. And makes the catch. One away. Judy gets back to first. Next up, Chicago hitter Chance. You can't afford to take him too lightly. Frank waits. Swift staring in, ready to work. They start the runner. Swift fires it in. Hit to Lewis in deep left. He gallops for it. He's at the warning track. And he makes the catch. And that's out number 2. Judy scampers back to first. The Cubs have 2 outs. Judy on first. It's now Steinfeld to bat. Harry will hurt you. Manwaring set. They're holding Judy. But he's well off the bag. The runner's going. The delivery. Grounded weakly to first. Clark's up with it. And he tags the bag. And that's it. The line for the Cubs, 3-4-0. They lead 1, and they have captured the lead. We've played 1. Cubs with the edge, 3-0. Williams, Clark, and Clayton due up for San Francisco. Okay, here's Williams to start it off. Right-handed batter to face Brown. Looks for those extra bases. Brown will go to work on him. Brown into his motion. Delivers. And a long one into left field. Judy looks up. Adios. Goodbye. Arrivederci. So Williams has his first homer of the season. Clubbed in his very first at bat. The Giants are on the board. They are within 2. Score 3-1. Here comes Clark to take his cuts. He gets his share of hits. Will steps up. Brown gets set to pitch. Brown to the wind. High fly ball to deep right. Scheckert is back to the warning track. He's against the wall. Reaches up and brings it down. That was very nearly back-to-back home runs. One away. Now coming to bat for the Giants. Clayton. Royce can be dangerous. Brown looking home. The delivery from
Stadium
Brown.
barfs, right, Robert?
Swung on toward the gap. Scheckert races back. He stabs for it and makes the catch in the webbing. 2 gone. Manwaring's up. A sure hitter. Archer ready to receive. The pitch. This one is hit. It may carry, but doesn't. And Judy shags this one down. 3 down.
Appreciate the correction.
For the Giants. A run on 1 hit. They score but still trailed by 2. Cubs up 3-1. Archer, Brown, and Even due up for Chicago. Here's Archer to lead it off. He's a right-handed batter, a streaky hitter. Batter facing Quiff. Quiff ready. Here he comes. Long fly to center. Bonds. He's going. He reaches out. He makes a catch. 1 down. Brown getting ready to go. Three-finger taking his first at bat of the season. Batter ready. Catcher and Waring sets his target. He lets one go. Routine grounder to second. Thompson scoops it. Flips the first. Bad throw. But Clark gets his foot on the bag. 2 away. Two gone. Second inning. It's now the port side swinger, Even, to the bat. He's their leadoff hitter. Even waiting for Quiff. Now Quiff ready. He lets one go. Grounded to Thompson. He scoops it up. Flips the first. 3 away. The Giants retire the side in order after 2. Cubs up by 2. Lewis, Quiff, and Thompson due up for San Francisco. Here's Lewis to lead it off. A steady hitter. Brown looking home. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Lewis goes down on strikes. 1 away. Quiff up the bat. Bill taking his first at bat of the season. Brown gets set to pitch. Brown with the pitch. Quiff is called out on strike. 2 down. Here comes Thompson to take his cuts. Brown is ready to fire it in. The pitch. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. That's 3 away. So the Giants go quietly. Cubs over there. Giants 3-1. And they'll try to add to that lead coming up. San Francisco will now face the Chicago strength. Sheckert, Tinker, and Schulte. Here's Sheckert to start it off. Sheckert in the box. Right-handed Quiff goes to the set position. The pitch comes in. Bounce to the mound. Quiff with a backhand stab. It's off his glove. Quiff spins. Falls on the ball. Twists. Fires to first and throws it away. But the ball bounces off the wall at the stands. Right back to Clark. And Sheckert has to hold it first. That'll be an error on Quiff. Tough call. One on. Here's Tinker. Tinker now ready. Right-hander Quiff ready. Sheckert is on the move. It's whacked into right field. McGee's got a long way to go. Still after it. Near the line. And he brings it down. 1 away. Sheckert gets back to first. Here's Schulte coming to the plate. Schulte relaxes himself at the plate. Quiff now set. Sheckert bluffs going. Sheckert is off and running. Here's the pitch. Off the end of the bat. Foul ball. Strike 1. Schulte stands in again. Quiff is ready to fire it in. The offering. Half swing. Strike. There goes Sheckert. The throw. The slide.
the sweep tag, and he slides in safely. That's his first steal of the season. Schulte stands in again. Swift prepared to work. Swift looks back at Scheckert on second. The two-strike pitch swung on. Slow roller beyond the mound. Clayton charges in. He scoops it up, fires to Clark. And that's out number 2. And Scheckert moves to third. Hoffman's up. 2 outs. Scheckert down at third. Batter facing Swift. Pitcher Swift eyeing Hoffman. Now he's ready. Checks third. The pitch punched back to the mound. Swift dives and catches it in the air. And that's out number 3. For the Cubs, no runs, no hits, 1 error. They leave 1. They cannot add to their lead. The score still stands 3-1. Cubs as we head for the top of the 4th inning. Brown will now face the Giants. Artillery, McGee, Bonds, and Williams. Here's McGee to lead it off. McGee now ready. Pitcher Brown eyeing McGee. Now he's ready. Here he comes. There's call third strike right down the pike. But McGee couldn't unshoulder his bat. He must have been looking for something else. 1 down. One away. 4th inning. Bonds the hit. Brown gets set to work on him. Now he comes home with it. Lofted down the line to right. Scheckert racing over. He won't get it, but he cuts it off. Bonds wisely holds first. He's on with a single. Williams is up next. The slugger stands in. Pitcher Brown eyeing Williams. Now he's ready. First baseman Chance holding the runner on. The pitch, line drive to third. Hits over his head. Schulte is chasing it, still running. He's up with it. Bonds rounds third. They're waving him in. Here comes a throw home. Here's a play at the plate, and Bonds out. Just missed getting in. Go to town, Cubs. They cut off the run. And the aggressive base running does not pay off. And Williams holds with a double. All right, Clark steps up to face Brown for San Francisco. 2 away. Williams on second. Right-hander Brown ready. Brown kicks and deals. Swung on. Slow roller beyond the mound. Tinker charges in. He scoops it up. Fires the Chance. And that's out number 3. For the Giants, nothing across. No errors. 1 left. They had a chance but could not convert. The score still stands 3-1. Cubs as we head for the bottom of the 4th inning. The Cubs will have Chance, Steinfeld, and Archer here in the 4th. Chance starts it for the Cubs. Swift prepared to work. The pitch from Swift. Foul back to the screen. Strike 1. So Chance steps back in. Right-hander Swift ready. The pitch to Chance. Grounded to the right side. Clark knocks it down. He's up with it. He flips the Swift covering for the out. Steinfeld up. Swift looking home. Now Swift comes home with it. Swung on. Hot smash to Thompson. He dives. He's got it. Throws quickly. In time. And that's the second out. Archer, bat in hand. Swift poised. Swift with the pitch. Off the end of the bat, Clark moves for it, and he spears it, waves off Swift, and he steps on first for the out. That's 3 away. So the Cubs are retired in order. Cubs still leading by 2. Well, folks, the clouds have moved in quickly here in Chicago. Here comes the rain. The umpire is calling time. And they're calling them in.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather. Since me and that little gal of mine ain't together, it keep raining all the time. I hope it don't rain now. Let's play ball.
And they're finally rolling back the tarp. We'll see if these pitches are still fresh. Let's play some baseball. For San Francisco, here in the 5th, Clayton, Manwaring, and Lewis. Clayton will start the 5th. Batter facing Brown. Brown poised. Brown comes to him. Swung on, fly ball right field. Should be no trouble. Scheckert is there, reaches back, and he takes it in. 1 away. Manwaring coming up. Manwaring. It has patience. Archer set. Brown winds up. Easy bounce at even. He stops it. Flips the first. In time for the second out. Lewis is now up. Lewis is 0 for 1. In the box now. Brown is ready to fire it in. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. So Lewis will get back in there. Brown prepared to work. The pitch. A towering fly ball to right. Plenty of room. Scheckert moves under it and makes the catch. Side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. Midway through the 5th. After 4.5, Cubs up by 2. The Cubs will have Brown, even, and Scheckert here in the 5th. Leading off, Brown. Manwaring ready to receive. Swift with the pitch. Brown got under it. It's drifting near the stands past first. Clark is there. He has it. 1 down. Even getting ready to go. He can surprise you at the plate. Manwaring sets up. The pitch. Check swing. He held up, and he walks. And that's the first walk issued by Griff. That was Eva's first walk of the season. 1 on. Scheckert is out to take his hacks. He hits from the left. You don't want to let down with him. A rabbit on first. Scheckert stands in. Right-handed Griff goes to the set position. First baseman Clark ready for a throw from Griff. Griff comes to him. Wrapped back to the mound. Griff knocks it down. Picks it up. Throws quickly. Out at first. Even moves to second on the play. 2 gone. Two away, 5th inning, 1 on. Tinker now walks out the bat. You don't want to pitch carelessly, but Joe. Manwaring set.
Even moves quietly toward third. The delivery grounded to short. Clayton charges, takes it on the short hop, throws quickly, and that retires the side. That'll do it for Chicago.
No runs on no hits.
One left. After 5, it's still 3-1 Cubs.
The Giants
Will have Swift, Thompson, and McGee here in the 6th. Swift will start the 6th. Swift takes his stance. Right-hander Brown, ready. Brown into the wind. Swung on and missed. Brown pulled the string. And Swift was way out in front. One away. Here's Thompson coming to the plate. Thompson has patience. Brown poised. Now the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Thompson stands in again. Archer crouched down now. The pitch. Right in there. He's called out on strikes. 2 down. Now coming to bat for the Giants. McGee. McGee is 0 for 2. Archer ready to receive. The pitch. Rip and a miss by McGee. And that's a strikeout. That's 3 away. Brown sets them down in order. The score still 3-1. Cubs leading. For Chicago, here in the 6th, Schulte, Hoffman, and Chance. Schulte will get it started for the Cubs. He's a lefty. You don't want to pitch carelessly with Wildfire. Batter set. Manwaring sets up. Swift into the wind. Schulte lifts one. Hits a big league pop-up. Going back is Thompson, waving his arms. He calls off McGee and makes the catch. 1 away. Hoffman getting ready to go. He has the talent to do some damage. Batter ready. Manwaring ready to receive. The pitch to Hoffman. High fly ball to left. Lewis drifts over toward the line. He's under it. And makes the catch. 2 down. Chance steps up to face Swift. 2 outs. Chance has done nothing in 2 trips. He stands in. Swift poised. Swift brings it home. Cut on, a topper out front. Swift has it, goes to first, in time for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and at the end of 6. After 6, it's still 3-1 Cubs. Chicago will now face the heart of the Giants lineup. Bonds, Williams, and Clark coming up. Bonds will start it off here in the 7th. He's a left-handed batter. Bonds waiting for Brown. Archer sets up. Brown into his motion. Delivers. Swung on. Smashed toward the gap in right center. Hoffman is racing back. Hits over his head. Off the wall. He's chasing it down. Bonds hits second under full steam. And he puts on the brakes. The coach is holding him up. Double for Bonds. Second hit for Bonds in the game. No outs. 7th inning. 1 on. San Francisco now sends Williams to bat from the right. Already has a homer in this game. His first. Williams has a pair of hits in 2 times. Right-hander Brown. Ready. Speedy Bonds edging toward third. He's on with a leadoff double. He lets one go. Low. Ball 4. Williams hustles down to first, and that puts the tying run at first, and that's the first walk issued by Brown. That was Williams' first walk of the season. We have Clark, the bat for the Giants. Bonds on second. Williams on first. No one out. Clark is a threat for the extra base hit. Clark taps the bat. Oh, he doesn't like that one. Goes to the woodpile. He's back. Brown, foot on the rubber, checks the runners. And a pitch. Clark smacks a rocket to right field. And Schechter spears it. Both runners are tagging. The coach is waving into third. He's throwing to third. And the runners, out by inches, go to town, Cubs. They give the Giants a base running lesson, and the aggressive base running does not pay off. 2 down. Williams retreats and holds first. Now coming up, Clayton. Clayton, recently known as a solid hitter. The batter stands in. Brown looking home. The pitch comes in. Hit the shooting in deep left. He's chasing it down. He's at the warning track. And he makes the catch for the third out. For the Giants, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. They had a chance but could not convert. The score still stands 3-1 Cubs as we head for the bottom of the 7th inning. Okay, folks, on your feet. Take a break for the 7th inning stretch.
To the ball game, take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back while it's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 strike you out at the
The Cubs will send out the bottom of the lineup. Steinfeld, Archer, and Brown. Steinfeld to lead it off for the Cubs. He hits from the right. He's earned his reputation at the plate. Steinfeld waiting for Quiff. Quiff staring in, ready to work. The pitch comes in. Hit hard to Clayton. He takes the high hop, throws quickly to first, and he's out on a close play. 1 away. One gone. 7th inning. Archer's up. Jimmy will deliver an occasional hit. Archer steps up to the plate. Manwaring sets up. Here's the delivery. And he fans him. Archer is gone. 2 gone. Now coming to bat for the Cubs, Brown. And the fans are giving him a hand. Right-handed Quiff goes to the set position. Now Quiff comes home with it. Brown wraps it to the right side. Thompson ranges to his left. A quick peg to first. And Brown is retired for the final out. So the Cubs go down 1-2-3. The score still 3-1. Cubs leading. The Giants will send out the bottom of the lineup. Manwaring, Lewis, and Quiff. Okay. Manwaring will lead off the 8th. He hits from the right. They need to get him on. Manwaring can get on for you. Manwaring steps in. Moran is now catching. Archer is out. Brown poised. Brown comes to him. slowly rolled toward Tinker. Tinker covers it plenty of time, fires. That's one. One away, 8th inning. It's now Lewis, the bat. He swings from the right side. Lewis is hitless in 2 at-bats. Brown looking home. Here's a pitch from Brown. Swung on, hot smash to Ebert. He dives. He knocks it down, throws quickly. Not in time. And they're giving him the base hit. Swift is scheduled to hit. Batter waits. Catcher ready. Giants manager McCoy looking at his score sheet. You can mark pitcher Swift out for the Giants. McCoy not letting him bat. Carry on is enlisted to hit for him. That's right. He wheels out with a wagon spoke. Strolls to the box. So Swift gets his innings. He pitched 7. He leaves with 3 runs on 4 hits. He stands to lose it unless the Giants can make up the 2-run deficit. Giants hitter carry on. Hits for average. Pitcher Brown set to go. He brings it home. Chopper back to the mound. Brown gloves it. He flips the chance at first for the out. Lewis moves to second on the play. 2 gone. Lewis on second. 2 outs. Here's Thompson to hit for the Giants. Thompson is 0 for 3. Thompson is struck out twice. Robbie gets good wood. Thompson knows what his team needs is a hit. McGee waits on deck, kneeling, chin on his hand, staring out. So what do you do now, sports fans, if you're McCoy from Chicago? Thompson still not in the box. Brown works the ball with his hand. Thompson in the batter's box. Knocks the bat handle twice on the plate. Waits. Moran crouched down now. Lewis at second takes a big lead. Brown brings it home. Base hit right field. It drops in front of Sheckert. He has to play the long bounce. Lewis is around third. They're waving Lewis in. Here comes a throw home. Thompson is going for second. Here's a play at the plate. And he's safe easily. And there's a play at second. The throw. And Thompson is safe ahead of the throw. The tying run is now at second base. So the single drives in 1, and the Giants is sneaking up on the Cubs. They are within 1. Score now 3-2, and these fans just inched forward in their seats. For San Francisco, Thompson down at second, 2 gone, down by 1. The top of the 8th inning. McGee up the bat. Willie 0 for 3. McGee is struck out twice. The Cubs lead the Giants 3-2. McGee wipes his left sleeve across his forehead. Brown positions his mitt. McGee takes his place in the box. Advances out at Thompson. Waits. Brown on the rubber. Eyes narrow as he peers in for the sign. Bonds is loose and ready to follow McGee. Checks Thompson at second. The pitch from Brown. A lazy fly ball to left. McGee got under it. And now so does Cody. It's in the bag. 3 away. The line for the Giants. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. They score, but still trail by 1. The score is 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Chicago now will send out the top of the order. Ebert, Sheckert, and Tinker. Torres is coming on in relief for San Francisco. For Torres, this is his first appearance. He's a right-handed pitcher. Here's Ebert to lead it off. He swings from the left side. Ebert can get on for you. Ebert has been up 3 times with a hit and a walk, and he scored once. Torres takes a few warm-up pitches. He's rubbing up the ball. We're ready to go.
Catcher ready. Torres to the wind. Swung on, lined a shot to center. Bonds runs straight back. He got a quick start. Turns and reaches and brings it down. He made that look easy. One down. We have Checker to bat for the Cubs. He bats from the left side. One out. Checker can get on for you. Checker has been up 3 times with 1 hit. Stole a base. And he scored a run. He stands in. Catcher ready. Torres comes home. Slow bounder to the right side. Clark to his right. Scoops it. Flips to Torres. Just in time. All right. The next Cubs batter is Tinker. Joe, 1 for 3. 2 ribbies, and he scored a run. Torres looking in. Here's a pitch from Torres. Spanked sharply to Williams. Brutal bounce. But Williams keeps it in front of him. The quick throw across the diamond. Got him. 3 down. So the Cubs go down 1-2-3 after 8. Cubs up by 1. The Giants now send up the heart of their order to face Brown. The 3-4-5 hitters. Bonds, Williams, and Clark. Bonds will lead off the 9th. He has great power. Bonds is 2 for 3. Brown positions his mitt. Does a little personal grooming. The batter stands in. Quick look at the ump. Again focused on Brown. Taps the plate with his bat. Waits. Brown toes the rubber. Williams is trying to get loose in the on-deck circle. Brown looking in at the target. Brown fires it in. Taken. Strike 3. He's gone. That's 1. Williams up. The Giants with only 2 outs left. They need to get him on. Williams had his first homer earlier in this game. Williams is 2 for 2 with a walk. Williams in the box. Now ready. Brown sets up on the rubber again. Here's the pitch. And Williams has hit it deep left center. It has serious distance. Will it hit off the wall? No. It's long gone. A home run for Williams. Williams will touch all the bases. And he's sure taking his time. So they collect the big solo homer, his second home run of the game. Oh, those Giants. They have tied this game, and this crowd has gone silent. 1 away, 9th inning, the next Giants. Batter is Clark. Will is 0 for 3. Clark is a threat for the extra base hit. Clark has good speed with his power. Clark in the batter's box, adjusts himself. Glances down at the plate, leans in. Brown climbs a mound, shakes off the sign. Now Moran is running out to the mound. They're talking it over, and now Moran is trotting back. Here we go. Fingers the ball behind his back. Clayton is loose and ready to follow Clark. Catcher Moran sets his target. Brown comes to the plate. Grounded to third, off his chest. He keeps it in front of him. The throw to first. And he's out. That's 2. Two outs. 9th inning. Right-handed batter Clayton now walks out to bat. Royce is 0 for 3. Clayton stands in. He digs in deep with his spikes. Glances down at the plate. Waits for the pitch. Brown sets up on the rubber again. Catcher ready. He comes home.
and it's popped up behind home plate. Moran making the call, and the catch. Giants gone. The line for the Giants. 1 run on 1 hit. They have tied this game. This game is 3-all after 8 1/2. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Shooting. Hoffman and Chance to bat next. To get it going for the Cubs here. Shooting. Left side batter. Wildfire has been up 3 times with 1 hit, 1 RBI. Shooting can deliver the Aparicio double. Torres stretches his arms above his head. Wildfire at the plate. Waits. Torres put on the rubber. To the plate. Grounded to second. He's there. Plenty of time for the first out. We have Hoffman coming up to hit. He hits from the right. Hoffman is 0 for 3. He has the talent to do some damage. Hoffman at bat. His speed can force errors. Solly stands in. Now ready. Torres is on the slab. Chance waves a weighted bat on deck. Torres winds and fires. Driven to the gap in right. McGee can't get there. It falls in. Hoffman is headed to second. He's digging. The throw from Bonds. He lays the tag on him. Safe. The ump signals safe. A double for Hoffman. So the San Francisco defensives have been breached. That puts the winning run in scoring position. All right, 1 gone. Runner on second. Chance up. Chance 0 for 3. Chance knows how to get on base. Hoffman at second has the speed. He is the winning run. Chance brushes his shirt, checks for a sign with a grass puller. Torres works the ball with his hand. Chance steps up to the plate. He slowly digs in to face Torres. Waits. Torres sets up on the rubber again. The ball's hidden in his mitt. Catcher ready. Hoffman now with an aggressive lead. Pitcher steps off. Torres is back on the rubber. The pitch. Torres loses him, and he trots down to first. That was Chance's first walk of the season. So Steinfeld gets set to face Torres. Hoffman on second. Chance on first. 1 away. Harry 0 for 3. Steinfeld wipes his left sleeve across his forehead. Takes a quick glance at the scoreboard. Torres positions his mitt. The ump using his broom to clean off the plate. Harry at the plate. Waits for the pitch. Torres on the rubber. Checks the runners. Torres brings it to the plate. It's off his elbow. Steinfeld's in pain, but he seems to be okay. And he trots down to first. And the bases are loaded. Moran getting ready to go. Not in there for his bat. He almost always puts the ball into play. Hoffman at third can tag and go. He's the potential winning run. Torres is on the slab. Torres staring in. Ready to work. Cubs skipper McCoy walking down the bench. Trying to stir up a little magic. Lutterus has a bat in his hand. He'll go in for Moran to face the right-hander. Lutterus up. A very steady hitter. He rarely strikes out. True speed at third. Played him, and this game is in the bobble.
So Fred on 2 of these
Lutterus
100-win teams that didn't make postseason. Fun stuff.
Grabs the barrel of the bat and taps the handle on the ground. Oh, he doesn't like that one. Goes to the woodpile. He's back. Torres shakes out his arms. The ump is dusting off the plate. Batter in the box. He steps out of the box. Adjusts. Now he's back in. Now ready. Torres sets up on the rubber again. Right-hander Torres. Ready. McCoy calm. Giants playing for the double play. The runners take their lead. The offering It's a high fly to center. Bonds drifting back. Now he's racing back. And he makes the catch. He turns quickly and sets. The runners are tagging. Hoffman coming down the line. Chance is holding. Here comes a throw home. They're sending Chance to third on the throw. Chance and Steinfeld are advancing. Hoffman scores. And that's it. The Cubs have won it. Spurred on by the disciplined leadership of McCoy. In dramatic fashion, they have beaten the Giants. The Cubs take the 4-3 decision. Here's the line for the Cubs. 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors. They lead 5.
Yeah, that'll happen, Aaron,
3
but that's
runs
okay.
on 7 hits, 1 error. And they lead 3. Brown gets the win, his first. Torres takes the loss, his first. So the Cubs gain a step for the Cubs. Overall, they now stand at 1-0. And this game is in the books. Ernie Harwell and WAPBA leaving you from Chicago. Final score? Chicago Cubs 4. San Francisco.
Thanks, guys.
3.
All right. So I want to thank you guys for hanging in there. Again, for those of you who are catching this and maybe fast forwarding, if you want to learn how to do the cross-era plays, that's with or teams, leagues, whatever, cross-era leagues, that's within the first 50 minutes. So we dive deeper. The next time that we do that, and we actually created this, so from nothing into a full schedule and everything. So a lot of fun. The next time we do this, the next tutorial will be on how to recreate an all-star game in baseball for Windows. And then that will pretty much wrap up. And then the next game that we'll jump into with some tutorials, unless there's some more anything else about baseball for Windows, will be Diamond Mind Baseball, as there's been some interest lately again in Diamond Mind Baseball, which makes me happy. So that being said, cousin, thank you guys so much. Cousin, you are welcome. Unexpected doubleheader here. So Dwayne, I'm going to hold on until I start saying my thank yous. You going to do a game tonight? It's early, or do you have to work tomorrow? This was fun. This was like the old days, man. Everybody hanging out. It was cool. And by the way, I'm not involved in it, but I do want to wish everybody in the Fields of Dreams League luck as they have kicked off the new season or are about to kick off the new season. See, Cousin Ken is telling Dwayne, fire one up. Come on, Dwayne. So you're off this week, so you could do at least 3. Dwayne, the stadium chants, Dwayne. Some bats action, buddy. What do you think? All right. We got Dwayne Marks coming up in a few minutes. That'll give us time to say our goodbyes. So Aaron Reed is letting us know that there's going to be a blind tutorial coming up soon. So I know that we have some folks in the community, and it's got to be people out there on YouTube that part of our community and would like to know how to navigate a game like this one, especially. So Aaron is a pro. So look for that coming up on his channel. He says doesn't know when. All right. So I want to thank Aaron Reed. I want to thank the heart and soul of this channel always, Cousin Ken Castro. And Chris Slovic. He said, great game 7 last night. Thanks for stopping by. Man, I love it, Chris. You kidding me? I love what you're doing, man. All the time. You got to show me how to make those mega huge tournaments in out-of-the-park baseball, because I can only do up to 70 teams. There's something you're doing, and I want to know what it is. All right. Dwayne Martz, my good friend's going to be up in a few minutes. RJL Network, replaying 1969, coming into the I guess middle to late August in that one, so check that one out. We know who he's rooting for in that season. Legend Sports Universe stopped by for a time, so check out Legends Franchise Stars Baseball League as we go into the championship series. My Pittsburgh Pirates, without their big guns, took the mighty Giants to 7 games. Pulled up a bit short, But proud of my buccos, and always good stuff from Legends. All right. I think we got just about everybody. Aaron Reed, very active in the chat tonight, as usual. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. And I do believe us, Cooney 007. So Yoko was in here for a little while tonight. And I think we got everybody. Yes, we did. Aaron Reed first in the ballpark, followed by Cousin Ken. Guys, catch you over at Dwayne's broadcast soon. And until I am live again, we'll see you around the batting cage. Thanks always for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Good night.